All right, welcome to the latest instalment of the 3x3.EXE competition. Southern Conference here, round 3 for us here. Middleton Grange, fantastic venue, as you all know. We've been here the last 2 rounds for us. And this is where we start to sort of separate the teams a little bit. Been another great day for basketball, been raining outside, so inside's where we want to be. If we have a look at the table, you can see that UC Maroon's been perfect so far. They're up 50 points ahead the next place teams, and then there's sort of a bit of a logjam there from second all the way through to 6. There's only 50 points separating those teams. So UC Maroon looking good if they can get another win here to sort of start looking at their passports and see if they're ready to go. Pools tonight for the games, we have Rams.exe, Gators.exe and UC Maroon.exe in one team. And then we've got UC Gold and also the other 2 teams which will be starting us off tonight, Crossover.exe and Whananui.exe. They'll be beginning play here very shortly. I'm your host, James Lisserman, and I'll be taking you through the entire array of games tonight. Okay, so here we go to live action. So I don't have Joshua Thompson with me tonight, but I have done a little bit of prep work here and been to all of the teams, and joining me in the commentary, I don't know, bleacher seats, we've got Sam Riley from UC Maroon. So how are you doing tonight, Sam?
Yeah, good, James. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How come you're not? Is it like a rotating roster and this was your week to not play, or?
Oh no, I'm playing.
You are playing. Oh,
yeah.
sweet. Okay. No,
Man of many duties.
I'm totally wrong then with that. That ruins that one. Anyway, so you guys are in first place at the moment, 50 points ahead of the second place team. So you're trying to have the sort of 4 players week in and week out, or?
Yeah, we've rotated a little bit.
Yep.
Nash Biggs has played a game. But yeah, we seem to be having these forward the last couple.
Yep.
Have it on a bit of a good roll, so hopefully it can continue tonight.
Yep. No, definitely. And you guys had some tough games last time. It was, 3 weeks ago now, but then you sort of had the fourth player, which some of the other teams you went up against were injured or had something like that where they had trouble and you guys were able to make the most of that. But then also sort of adjusting how you were playing based on, I don't know, your relative strengths in areas compared to the opposing teams.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we won in the end, but all the games were tight and we lost in pool play.
Yes, yeah.
And had to overcome a bit of a deficit in the semi-final as well. So I guess nature of 3x3, all the games are tight. And no, it'd be good to have another go tonight and see how it goes. Yeah,
so first game up here in green shorts, white tops. This is crossover.exe. So players for them, we have the 2 twins, so Ethan and Connor O'Toole from Nelson College. Then Bradley Murray McGregor is number 30, and then Peter Pitts-Brown, number 10. I think this is the first time he's played tonight, but you'll be familiar with him from club basketball?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And then in the kind of, I guess, olive colour is probably what I'd call it, is wharenui.exe. So they've got Carlton Chitonga. He's just come in. I can see him still tying up his shoelaces there on the bench. Sam Tang, Trey Tiawa, Trey Dog, and then Tommy Fairbrother. So they did win one of the rounds last year. Unfortunately for them, 5th place at the moment, I think, on the table.
Yeah, I think they might have won the first or second round. They came in pretty strong last year.
But yeah, I think they'll be. I mean, this is a relatively new crossover team. I don't think they've had this group of 4 players. So
no.
Wharenui, there's not many times where they can say they've got more experience than the other team. But this will be one of the games where they feel like they can, get a win first up, and then that bodes well to make it to the semi-finals tonight. So what have you enjoyed? Obviously, you've played 5-on-5 for 20 years, maybe not quite that much now, but what have you enjoyed about 3x3 in comparison to 5-on-5?
It's just, as you say, for playing 5-on-5 for so long, it's awesome to have something a bit of a change, but obviously fulfill the passion at the same time. And fast-paced nature, everything is so quick. It's really exciting, and it's good for a change.
Yes, definitely. And then a chance for a free trip is quite a nice carrot as well.
Hopefully, yeah, that would be awesome.
Yep. What have you found hard about 3x3 adjusting to that, coming from 5-on-5?
Obviously, we're pretty lucky with Pete and his 3-on-3 coaching experience. But just probably the physical nature is the biggest adjustment by far. Yep.
As we see there, Tommy Fairbrother takes a little bit of a hit, makes the bucket, and he'll go to the line for 1. So that puts his team up 5-3 here. Yeah, this is a relatively high-scoring one. I feel like a lot of our teams have struggled to score for the first couple of minutes. I found, because obviously when 3x3 was starting out, we set up some junior competitions, and, I filled in playing against, year 7 and 8 kids, year 5 and 6 kids, and in your mind, you're like, it's a half-court game. Like, you don't have to run transition up and down. It was far, far harder because of that 12-second shot clock and just...
Yeah, the old cardiovascular is going.
It is. Here's Carlton Chitongo for 2. Hits that. So 7-3 now, wharenui.exe. Definitely feeling good. Almost looking like they don't want to be too excited and sort of trick crossover.exe into playing harder. A good drive from Murray McGregor there.
That's a good move. Even if you're down 4, you don't need to force a 2 like that first shot before the O border. They probably forced that a little bit, but
yeah, it does. You do have to be aware of game time and obviously how close the team is to 21. But yeah, you're right. You want to.
With this long left, if you've got a layup, take the layup.
So I think you guys were one of the teams where if you got blown by on offense, quite often you just be like, well, we're just not even going to challenge. We're actually going to relocate right now and try and, give up 1 point, but hopefully get 2 points back on the other end. It's Fairbrother with the rebound there, pulls the ball out. Trey Dog up the top, spins, and that was pretty well defended there by one of the O'Toole brothers. And desperation 2 there, no good. Murray McGregor with the rebound, clearing it. Here it is, strong drive, well defended there by Tiawa, but
nice move.
That was a good job to sort of catch him there and then finish around him. So yeah, height advantages definitely in crossovers' favour here. And Pitts Brown with a nice drive, scoop layup finish, and I think this will be one of the ones. I'm 99% sure this is his first game there, and just that not giving them a free release there of the ball after it goes through.
Yeah, the referees here have been pretty consistent on that, haven't they?
Yes, and it is, it's something where you want to be on it, and then it makes it a lot easier as the games get a bit tighter. People know, you can't, you've just got to let them have it, basically. Chitonga with the drive, and I think that was blocked there. Murray McGregor up pretty high to deny that one. O'Toole open for two, just in and out, and Tiawa with the rebound here. And that is not an easy shot. Get the rebound, dribble out, turn around, launch the two and hit it.
Yeah, those dribble out ones can be tough.
Nice reverse there. Connor O'Toole under the bucket. This has been quite a bit of time without any subs for either team, so we may see a foul in an attempt to slow the game down.
That's probably the experience you were talking about before, James, is at this point, I think our team, Peter's taught us, just burn a foul.
Yeah.
They've only got one foul each. The lungs will be going at this point for sure for both teams, so yeah, foul.
And play on the call there, Marty Davison. That ball did hit the rim, which is why shot clock went off, but erroneously. And unfortunately for Murray McGregor, that just bounces out. Whanganui.exe up 3 points here, 12-9. Tiawa, legs taken out a little bit under. Gets the rebound though. Chitonga a bit too strong. So he hit that first two, and then I think he's had three more, hasn't been able to hit one. And I probably would have liked to dunk there from O'Toole.
Oh, close.
Chitonga, he's open again. This one just a little bit off to the right. Murray McGregor with the pass, give and go to the bucket. So this is both teams not doing a great job of stopping each other.
Yeah, the last 3 minutes have been pretty frantic, haven't they? Fast pace for sure.
And you can see there just the lack of, I guess, energy. And we'll see, I can see Fairbrother and Chitonga both signal for a sub.
Be a good time for a timeout for either team, I think.
Yeah, when you've only got one, though, you kind of want to be the one that saves that for when you really want to do it and hope that the other team will call it first. That's the other O'Toole this time, so that's Ethan. Great defense there. You can see his energy coming to the fore. Chitonga loses the ball, and because he rolled over then, travel is called. Just unfortunate play there. And we'll have crossover.exe in a tie game here, 12 each. Connor O'Toole, that splashes that one. I think he hit a couple of big-time twos for his team last week. Chitonga, he's closed out pretty well, but banks that in and uses most. He did.
Jeepers.
That used the backboard and the rim, but it still counts as 2 points.
2 points is 2 points, James.
So 14-14. You had the number one play in our Lincoln University Plays of the Week. You're going to look for hoping to drop someone to the ground and hit a step back two in tonight's action.
Oh, I wish. See what happens. Obviously, those shots a bit more doable here than 5 and 5.
Yep.
So,
we'll
see what happens.
If you're half open, you're probably fully open here and should let it fly because you may not get a better look after that. And here's Ethan O'Toole. He dribbles out, and as we said, those shots are pretty hard. This one's a lot easier to catch and shoot.
He's hit a couple twos now.
Yeah, he does tend to he tends to relocate somewhere above the break, and then, if he catches it with some daylight, very good shooter from that area. So his team up 16-14 here. A bit tougher. This one, step back two that just about went in. Sam Tang with the rebound here. He clears the ball. They're not able to find anything. Tiawa open for two. And I was going to say just a bit short on that, but just right on it.
They're getting those friendly rolls at the moment.
And there was another one. I was hoping for a dunk there. So crossover.exe up 1 point, 17-16. Good closeout there.
That's a tough shot there. That is a tough shot.
Yeah, he had a good fake. Got the defender to fly by, but I guess didn't account for the wingspan that would still be there anyway. And Chitonga hits the big two there.
These 2 point shots from Whanganui are keeping them in the game. Up one now.
And into the paint. So a tie game here. I don't think we're going to use all of the time. I think we're going to find the first team to get to 21. And that's ideal for Whanganui. I guess crossover was so worried if we give up a two, that means they can score any bucket at all. Trey Tiawa, hard drive to the bucket, finishes the reverse, gets fouled. If he hits this, they'll be on 20 points.
I'm surprised Crossover didn't call a timeout there, just to talk about.
Yeah, how they wanted to approach the rest of the game.
Obviously, any bucket wins it now, so.
Yeah, you don't have to guard the 3 as much here because you're pretty sure they are going to want to get past you, get into the paint, and look for 1 point. So Carlton Chitongo arrived just in time for tip-off, was doing up his shoes. Substitution on there, but he had a big time too and hits the game winner there. Final score for Whanganui.EXE 21-18. Thank you for your time here in the commentary box, Sam. If you get knocked out and you're not in the semi-finals, you're welcome to come back for the last couple of ones, but
thanks,
best
James.
of luck for your games tonight.
Thank you.
So next game now coming up, we have Gators.EXE and they're going up against Rams.EXE. So Gators.EXE in green, another second place team in the competition, and Rams.EXE white with the red shorts here. So players in these two teams, Gators, good to see Joseph Nottenbeld is back, number 10. They have Zach Hannon behind him, Matt Miszczewski, the very, very good shooter, and then Josh Nickel, number 12. And then for Rams.EXE, we've got Tane Levery, number 20. We have Noah Price, number 3. Simon Lafayette, number 5, and number 22, Phoenix Sorensen. And joining me in the commentary, I've got Bradley Murray McGregor. How you doing, Brad?
Doing well.
Yeah, unfortunate ending. There was a pretty exciting game for you guys there.
Yeah, we just needed to work on a couple more things, but other than that, we're doing well.
Yeah, and I was saying to Sam, I don't think this is going to run out of time. I think it's going to be whichever team can just get a few more shots, and it was going back and forth, and they hit the last, obviously, driving bucket, and then the up faking bucket.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we've got some of your Lincoln University mates, the Rams.EXE. So have you done much practice against these guys?
Oh, yeah, during just our uni trainings.
Yep.
They're all pretty intense with these fellas.
Yes. No, and how have you played last year as well? So this is your second year. Are you finding that you're having to do, stuff that you know from having a season of this competition under your belt, having to explain a bit of stuff to the newer guys, or they've got it as well?
Just a little bit of some areas that they have grey in, but other than that, they pretty much know most of it.
No, it's good. It's obviously different from 5-on-5, as we see. Step out 2 from Sorensen, no good. Who's your pick to win in this game here?
Oh, obviously the Rams.
All right, they're a pretty good team. They've, I guess, I don't know if it's unlucky, but they've had a couple of games where you thought, in the first 2 weeks, they've got this one in the bag, and then it's just sort of slipped away from them in the last couple of minutes. Nice crossover there from Price, and that was, not a particularly easy shot. He sort of baited Hannon into fouling him and then made the nice left-hand, hook shot. I don't even know how you'd explain that one there.
That's usually all day for Noah.
So he's a pretty good shooter as well. Does complete the 2-point play here. And Sorensen's a pretty good matchup on Nickel, who's one of those inside-outside players. And Miszczewski, that's probably not the amount of space you want to give him. He'll keep relocating the whole game, and anytime he's got space, he's going to launch a 2. Zach Hannon not bad at doing that as well, but he'll look to shoot a bit more inside the paint as well. Here we are, Miszczewski behind the arc. Good defense here from Sorensen. And he does get past him. And if you didn't know, Miszczewski is left-handed. And anytime he can, he'll try and go to that side of the rim. Nickel dribbles out. Long on the 2. And Lafayette with the rebound here. It's Price into Lafayette. Spin baseline. He's drawn 2 people. This should be an open 2. And battle for the rebound there. And eventually it does, no one scores it, but Gators will end up clearing the ball here. And one of the things that I've noticed is a lot of teams are looking for that, they'll challenge a shot and then fly by and then just look to relocate. If the guy up fakes and goes, they're just letting him go. Is that something that you guys do, or you want to stay sort of grounded and in front?
Sometimes grounded, but if we know if it's a good shooter, we'll try and stay grounded.
Yeah.
But if we recognize that it's not as much of a good shooter and he's a bit inconsistent, we'll just fly by, and if he makes it, we'll live with it.
Sure. Yeah. Anyway, here's Rams.EXE rotating up the top, and Tane Levery is I think slithery's a really good word for him.
Yeah.
He's just able to start and stop immediately and just get past people whenever he needs to. And just so good with the ball. So here we go. Still not a whole lot of points for Gators.exe. Nickel, that looked pretty good, just a little bit long. And he takes another 2, no good on that one as well, and the ball's gone out of bounds. So we've got substitutions coming in just for Rams.exe. So do you guys try and substitute basically every stoppage in play?
Yeah, we try to, but sometimes we don't really get to it. Usually some players have consistency on the court, so we just at times we just tend to leave them on.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to know, like, how many opportunities are you going to have for a substitution? You may be like, oh, I feel fine now.
Yeah.
And then, like, 2 minutes goes by without the ball going out of bounds, and then everyone wants to sub at the same time.
Yeah.
There's Lavery behind the semi-pick there, hits the 2, and his team's up 7-1. And so far they are looking like the more polished team of the 2 here, as Mashevsky does get to his favoured left-hand side there. Lavery's hit 1, he's hit 2 in a row now, 9-2 the score now. So both teams really struggled to score off the get-go. And you can see there just Sorensen was coming out at him, but he doesn't need much room to get that up, does he? Here's Lavery, the drive. And a bit unfortunate that missed. It's just that change of pace there that Nottenbelt wasn't quite ready when he was going to shoot it.
Yeah.
And good find to Sorensen there. 9-4 the score here. We're about halfway through. Looking a little bit raggedy for the 2 teams as they've not scored in a while until then. And there's going to be one of those warnings for delay of game. Probably not a bad thing there. You get subs rolling without giving up a foul, but do just have to be aware of it as well.
Yeah. Just a little break.
So Lafayette into the game up the top. And they've got Noah Price, the rip through. And he's pushed as he's putting that up and in. And he'll go to the line to shoot 1. So 9-5 the score here. And no good on the free throw, but gets his own rebound. That's one of the dangers when you only have 2 inside. Worried about that kick-out 2-point shot. And Lafayette is, I guess, a monster inside. Just so strong, good at quick jumping up. Eventually gets that after about 4 attempts there. Nottenbelt in his first game back of 3x3 since getting injured on night 1. Comes up with a steal there after the miss. And Hannon didn't quite see where the defense was there. Price facing up, spins to the middle. And that's similar to the opening bucket of the game there. Mashevsky, no hand up there. That's 2 points for him. So 11-7 the score now. You pick still the Rams here to win this, Brad?
Yeah. I believe in them.
And there's Noah Price, making you look good. 12-7 the score now. Mashevsky, a few foot fakes. He's hit another 2, though, so it's taken him a few minutes to get into the groove, but he's starting to look pretty dangerous now. Lafayette knows he has the smaller man on him. Initiates the contact, I guess, from 2 people. Makes the bucket. 13-9 the score now, and he'll be at the line shooting 1. And I guess it was unfortunate for Gators. They probably want Nottenbelt, who's on the bench, or Nickel. They're probably the matchups I'd like to have on Lafayette.
Yeah.
But then, do you guys switch most of the screening action when other teams have it against you?
Yeah, we just try to switch everything hard.
Yep. No, I guess switching defense is probably the longest for offenses to sort of recognise where they should be attacking. And when you've only got a 12-second shot clock, you want to put as much doubt as you can. Is Mashevsky, he is feeling it tonight. 13-11. And not sure what happened then. I think Lafayette was not picking up the ball. Nickel ends up getting it. And it is this eventual steal there. And they're going to find Mashevsky, I think, and he's been feeling pretty good. Going to the right this time. Makes that one to 13-12, the score now. And there's going to be the warning there. Actually, and they've already had one warning, so this is a technical foul. And a timeout. So I think on the technical foul, the referees are going to discuss this. There should be no one. Basically same as a 5-on-5 game. You shoot the one thing and then take it from where it should be. So it should be a free throw. So 13-12 the score here. And we'll have one free throw for Round.3. I do actually have the rules with me regarding those sorts of things because they happen so infrequently. So we do have a look. Technical foul, one free throw, no change of position. So referees, unfortunately, did not have the memo here. So makes the free throw. So it should have still been Round.3 ball here as well, but we'll play on. 14-12 the score. And Hannon here with the long two. Noah Price, great rebound there. So no harm there. We do end up with Round.3 with the ball after the made free throw. And Sorensen with the big time two there. 16-12 the score. And there's Mashevsky. How many points do you reckon he's got this game? Out of their 13. I feel like he's probably in double figures, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember anyone else. I'm sure there has been someone else which has made a bucket, but
I'm sure he's got at least either 10 or 8.
Yeah. And that ball wasn't cleared. You could hear the referee saying it's not cleared, it's not cleared. Turns into a turnover. Basically, as soon as you shoot it, so they do let you go just in case you're driving to try and trick the defense and then kick it out. And there's a step back there, and that did not hit the rim at all. And Lavery, smart play there from Lavery and Lafayette. So no basket here. 2:49 to play. The fouls are starting to rack up a little bit for Gators.exe. I think that'll be foul number 5. Saying 4 on the scoreboard now. I just wasn't paying attention before if they were on 3 or if they were on 4 before. Staying at 4 though. Noah Price, the one-hand baseball pass there. He launches the 2, and he looked pretty comfortable there, 18-15. So Rams.exe have been in this position in other games where you just like they've got it pretty much in the bag. And then the opponents have had a couple of big-time shots. Great challenge there. And play on the call there is that effort by Lafayette to really put that shot off caused that miss. And the ball is stripped. It is going to stay with White, I think. So let's say Rams.exe score the next point. They're up 19-15. They get the ball back. They're going to go for 1s or 2s to try and close it out. Well, there we go. They're on 19 now, so we got the first half.
I have a feeling they'll probably try to end it in one shot, so probably end it with a 2.
Who's probably going to be, out of their 3 here, who's their primary 2-point shooters? Well, I guess there's the answer there for one of them.
I would say all of them. Simon, through our 5-on-5 games, he's been hitting lots of 3s at the moment.
He does like taking it to the rim, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And you see there, you don't often see it in 3x3, double teaming one player. And Nickel hits the 2, so 19-18 the score now. Here's Lavery. And look, I mean, look at that is slithery. The definition of it out to Sorensen, and that is game. I think Lavery, just by splitting that, you don't often see a spin between 2 players to the bucket, and then nice pass out. Sorensen with the win. Final score there, 21-18. Thank you for your time on the commentary bleachers with me, Brad. Your next game, you got a bit of time, and you're up against UC Gold. So best of luck for that game, and then hopefully you're in the semi-finals.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll be playing hard for it.
No, definitely. Well, thank you for your time, and I'll talk to you later on sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, next game coming up here, we have UC Gold going up against Whanganui.exe. So UC Gold's first game of the night, and we have Tane Lavery about to join us here from the victorious Rams.exe team. So just going through the team squads here, UC Gold, they have Jeremy Irvine, The captain, number 11, Josh Lawson, number 34, Luca Williams, number 6, and Max Abbott, number 13. And then we've already seen Whananui. So welcome to the commentary bleachers here, Tane. How'd you enjoy game number 1 tonight?
Cheers, James. Thanks for having me, first of all. Yeah, it was good. Thought it was a bit of a slow start. Not many fouls. So, pretty long possessions throughout.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, we used our subs pretty well, I thought, and held on to it.
Yeah, we were discussing, like, would you guys go for a 1 or a 2 if it was if you were on 19? And obviously when you drove, got the defence there and then kick out for the 2. So that pretty much answered that. Yeah. I will give you some advice. If there's a technical foul, it's the same as 5-on-5. So it's just one shot for the team which gets the technical foul with no line-up, and then it should have been your ball up the top. So it'd be worth, like, saying, hey, on a technical, it's not just a regular lineup like that as well. So anyway, here we go. About to tip off. We haven't introduced the referees, but up there we've got Marty Davison recovering from, I think, ankle surgery or heel surgery, something. So 3x3 is perfect for him as he doesn't have to run. Anyway, who's your pick here out of these two teams from what you've seen of them over the last couple of weeks?
By the looks of it, this UC team's got a lot of size in them, and off that first play, they're clearly using it pretty well. But yeah, I don't think they had the...
Yeah, we'll just get you... Sorry, I can hear you, but other people...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That sounds a little bit better.
By the looks of it, I'd say... I was thinking the UC team, they've got a lot of height on them. But 3x3 can go anyway, but I reckon Whananui have the shooters on them, so Whananui, I'd say.
Yeah, it is tough. It's also their home gym, so...
Yeah.
And they won their first game tonight. Trey Teawa, nice drive to the bucket there, does get fouled. So I forgot to write it down. Can you remember the score from your first game?
21-19, I believe.
19. Yeah, so pretty tight there. And, yeah, I talked about the table. There was UC Maroon on 200, and then every other team was on between 100 and 150. So,
yeah, we're looking to knock them off tonight.
Yeah, I think all the other teams will be happy if they do get knocked off and keep that pretty compressed. But they're thinking, man, if we get another win, it's time to start looking at our passports and making sure they're okay. Yeah. So in terms of 3x3 stuff you've done this year, so you've been the final of the Quest Tour, which was you were pretty about as close as you can get to an overseas trip from there. And unfortunately, so I assume you're pretty motivated to make up for it here?
Yeah, definitely. I've missed out on overseas trip with that. And the uni games, I believe. We could have gone to Istanbul if we won.
Right,
in Turkey. And we missed out on that in the final also. And I've done the 3x3 Tall Blacks camp a few weeks ago now.
Yes. Yeah, so how did you find that? How many people were at that? Because this is the group which has just gone away to France now with Pete Van Hassel.
Yeah. I believe about just under 20 possibly.
Right, yeah, so that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that camp is Chitongo. Nice drive there, but a little bit tough to make that. And Max Abbott, I would have said, like, your strength would have been going inside when you got about a foot on Chitongo, but he makes a liar out of me, hits the 2 anyway. And he's feeling it now. So tough shots there, the dribble out, step back. And then, we've had sort of 2 finishes not go down. Chitongo drops him but can't drop the shot. And here's Abbott here.
He's in his size.
He is. He's kind of a careful driver, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, what's the angle? I mean, I figure you make the same sort of decisions, but yours is a lot more changing pace and directions, whereas his is, okay, if I get to this spot, get you on my hip, there's absolutely nothing you can do to stop me. Anyway, here's UC Gold on defence. Tommy Fairbrother launches the 2. We've had a couple bounce in that looked like they were going to miss. That one there does miss as his team's down 5. And Abbott, hand in his face, can't make it. Irvine, the good finish. 12-6 to score now. UC Gold feeling pretty good, I think.
Pretty low foul count. I feel Whananui could use them down low. Waste a couple.
Yeah, it does make it pretty hard referee-wise. Like, they don't get a huge amount of reps at this competition, and then 5-on-5. What is a foul in 5-on-5 is quite a bit different. There's another 2 there for Abbott, 14-7.
Nice step back, same thing, just long.
Yeah, he's had a couple in the corners where he's faked and got the person to fly by, but then they've still kept their hand basically right there and sort of forced him to have to adjust his shot a little bit.
Yeah, he's creating a lot of space quite well, but just the height.
That's a good drive there. Nice job to get between two defenders and finish that. And knock over a sign, but keep his balance and get straight back out on defence. And I think that was meant to be a foul there to get a sub. Instead, it's just knocking the ball out and a sub, but then a timeout's called anyway. So UC Gold up 14-8. You think they're probably going to hang on now at this point in time?
Yeah, still 6 minutes to go. It's pretty slow scoring, I think. But, yeah, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, if right here, when you're in this sort of situation, what are you telling your team? Like, we've got to get stops and we're looking for twos, or it's each position we're going to...
Well, just depends on your team, really. Like, Whananui, I think, should probably stick on the perimeter, try and get the twos up. They're good shooters. It'll start rolling soon. But yeah, that's the thing in 3x3. You just got to have a short memory and just keep getting them up.
Yeah.
But I think they should look at their fouls. Like, they've got a lot of fouls to give, and they're struggling a bit down low with rebounds especially, and just post-up. So waste a couple of those just to get it back out on the perimeter.
Yeah, I did notice the shot clock's reset, so it didn't even matter anyway. Oh, no, sorry, UC Gold still has it. And there is a foul there. So if the shot clock hadn't reset, we probably would have had a different sort of shot than what we've got now. But Luca Williams to the line to shoot one here. The good thing is him and Noah Price, I thought, looked very, very similar a couple of years ago. He's kindly grown a moustache to make it a little bit, and his hair a bit different, to make them a bit more easier to tell apart. Here's Tang. So Abbott's still doing a pretty good job to say somewhat attached there.
Straight to Alice up again.
And you guys, obviously that's something Joshua Thompson said, like you don't know when you're going to have the next sub opportunities to try and stick to your routine. Here we go, Irvine with the rebound, feeds Luca inside. Left-hand hook shot, just too big there. Like defense was there, two people, a nice steal there. Lawson to the bucket, a little bit deep, and you can just see the height there. No foul, but no time. Irvine launches it just in time off the rim, and Tang here dribbles it out, 16-8. And at the moment, Whananui just looking a little bit overpowered, struggling to really get any good looks. And there is a foul there. Chitongo, I think, may have hurt himself, just making it obvious that there was a foul. And that non-shooting, but they do get the ball back up the top. 16-8 down here, so 5 minutes to go. This is where you probably do need to start looking for some twos. And Chitongo obliges us with that. 16-10 the score now. Here's Abbott. Great challenge there from Chitongo. Yeah, so it's hard because you expect pretty much every shot is going to go up and hit the rim. That one didn't. There's going to be 2 seconds on the shot clock. So right here, you want to be receiving a pass and shooting, or you want to be checking it, Tane?
Definitely receiving. It's definitely not enough time to get a shot off, but yeah, as soon as you catch, kind of have the body language. You're gonna drive or pass off, and then get it up straight away.
And what have you? Because you've played 5-on-5. I mean, you're still a young man. I'll say at least 10 years you've been playing 5-on-5. What have you enjoyed about sort of making a foray into 3x3 basketball over the last couple of years?
I feel I'm a pretty unselfish player in 5-on-5, so I like having kind of the change of pace and just being able to do what you want on the court. And the physicality as well, just kind of the fun battle with the big boys down there, especially in 5-on-5, how they're trying to actually force that.
Yep.
And this they still are, but, you have a bit more of a chance, I guess.
So anyway, 19-13 the score here. Great challenge there from Abbott. Forces the air ball there from Tiawa. Lawson gets blocked, so both teams looking for 2. UC Gold to try and finish off the game. Chitongo hits that, 19-15. So the game isn't over yet. We thought it looked like it was UC Gold's. Abbott says, I'm just going to try and score 1 point inside. Doesn't go down, and then Chitongo, I don't think he meant to slip over there.
Escaped that one with the foul.
He's got a bit of a smile there. So does Marty Davison, our referee there. Tony Smith-Humwick on the baseline. So 2 referees with NBL experience. Here's Fairbrother. You can see there Williams I guess he's unsure what that was. That looked like a pretty obvious, I'm trying to foul him on purpose, and then he changed his mind, but by that stage he'd already committed to doing it. And Fairbrother closes the gap to 3, 19-16 here. Irvine trying to keep his team composed here. Was expecting the shot. He paces out. Williams inside, can't make that. Tips the ball out of bounds, and I think it'll stay with UC Gold here, 11 on the shot clock. Or maybe, I can't tell. No, it is UC Gold. There's a switch straight away. Good job from Whananui. I guess when you're shorter than all of them, you may as well switch every single screen.
Oh, that's unlucky.
It is, and it wasn't. It's one of the rules they've changed in the NBA where you've got to be shooting, in your sort of normal motion. I think that was for Max Abbott, and that's something, I'm pretty sure we're going to see added to the FIBA interpretations pretty soon as well. So Whananui catch a break there. Abbott could have iced the game with these free throws.
Yep.
He does hit the second, so 20-16. They do only need 1 point to close this game out. Chitongo, the up fake. He could have drawn the foul then if he wanted. Ooh. Makes 2 points anyway, so 20-18 now. 3:15 to play. Irvine is trying to direct traffic. And tie ball there, so it goes to the defense. This is another thing I wouldn't mind seeing added to 5-on-5. The automatic, if you get a stop on defense, a tie ball, it automatically goes to the defense.
Especially when it gets stuck in the rim and they do the tie ball.
Yes. And we now have a tie game, 20-20. So it is still first to 21. You don't have to win by 2 points here. Unless I'm wrong, I'm right, aren't I?
Yeah, you're right. Unless it's an overtime.
So here we go. Bucket no good there for Irvine. And Whananui struggling to hang on to it. 5 seconds on the shot. Chitongo, step back, no good. Luca Williams with the rebound. And here's Irvine. He launches the 2. And you can see him starting to move away like this is going in. So it's getting pretty intense now between the two teams.
Still a lot of fouls to give also, so they can get physical. Or this physical.
Would you want to take a timeout in this situation here? Do you think it'd be better for your team, but you're also giving your opponents to talk about what they want to do as well?
Usually with my team, we've got all our players sussed out, so I think we've just got to call it then and there.
Yeah,
that's the best idea.
And there's a shooting foul there. I think it was that fake from Tiara up the top. They got Abbott to bite, and they put Williams in a bind there. I can't let him get to the rim because that is going to be game over. It's non-shooting though, so did well to get the foul before the shot went up. Here's Tang for 2. A little bit too long. Irvine with the rebound. You never know. We might get overtime after all of this. Abbott inside, and Tang, good job there to fly up and still manage to get the ball. And a bit of risk there. But I think if he hadn't done that, that would have been game.
Did he miss both of them before, or did he hit one?
I think he hit the second one. Yeah, he hit the second one if he'd made them both. So chance to go 2 of 3, and he does just that. So UC Gold, they make a battle of it, 21-13, the score there, and that'll knock Whananui.EXE. Oh, no, sorry, they won their first game. So, yeah, it's going to be 21-20. It's going to be a pretty, a bit of mathematics having to come out if the other game's tied as well to see which is the two teams which go through. So thank you for your time with me here, Tane. All the best for your next game.
Thank you.
And I should have Trey Tiawa coming up to see me soon. So next game here, first action of the night for UC Maroon. You can see Aiden Tonge there, big number 13. Sam Riley, who we had talking with us before, Chris Tapia. And then their last player is Junior DeYoung, and they're going up against Gators. Gators won. They lost their first game 21-19, so we've had three games so far, and a grand total of 6 points deciding all 3 of those games. So very, very tight action here tonight. But we'll see. This is our number 1 and 2 teams on the ladder. UC Maroon with 200 points total. Gators.EXE, second place week 1, third place week 2. They're on 150. And just a short break for the referees, I think, to have a bit of a drink as well between games. And the teams also were like, well, hang on, our referees have gone. Are we still meant to be warming up? But they're just organising who's going to start off here. And it looks like UC Maroon from the body language there. So one of the things that is pretty cool and obviously necessary, with only one hoop, you do need both teams to warm up at the same spot. And it will be, as you heard at the start, Sam Riley, they're definitely looking to go 3 for 3 to start off this competition here. We do have another round of games next weekend for Matariki. But if they can get 3 wins out of in the first half of the competition, they're going to be very well placed to make it through, book their plane tickets over to Japan. So last minute discussions here, and it is going to be white ball to start off the competition. And it'll be Junior DeYoung to the bench. So checking up the top, we've got Matt Mashevsky going up against Chris Tapia. And they look one side then the other. Tonge with the ball, finds a bit of a slip there from Sam Riley. Spin, nice fake inside, and he gets grabbed by Nickel, who points to the ground. He was on the ground when he wasn't airborne, but he was definitely in the shooting motion there. I do know there is some slight differences about when it is a shooting foul or not. Sam Riley, the chance here, 8 seconds into the game to start off the scoring. And a little bit strong, but uses the backboard perfectly. Puts his team up 1.10. Here we see some pretty good pace. Got a nice back cut, great feed there. Mashevsky 1-1. Tapia closed out well by Nottenbelt. And little step through there, no good. Nottenbelt with the rebound. And he reverse pivots out of there, finds Nickel. He was open for 2. Sort of dribbled himself into trouble there. And great defense here from Riley. Mashevsky, that is going to be a shot clock violation there. UC Maroon did want a travel instead, but no time anyway. No decision had to be made by the referees there. Here's Riley. And wide open there. It's pretty hard when you've got Aiden Tonge setting a screen, and he just opens DeYoung right up there for an easy 2. Nickel, the dribble out. He answers the 3-3 the score here. Just about 1 minute gone. Tonge tries to go inside. Great defense there from Hannon to jump in front of that. Step back from Nickel. So he's hit 1. A little bit too strong with the second, and Mashevsky with the rebound. And super deep 2-point here from Nickel. So he's hit 2 twos this game here. And now we've got Aiden Tonge driving in. Makes a reverse layup. So 4-5 the score here. Gators up by 1 point. Nickel, can he make 3 threes? 3 twos he definitely can. He scored 6 of the 7 points here for Gators. And only 3 seconds to back, and that's why you saw the quick spin there from Tonge. Nickel, they have to respect Mashevsky. He's deep. A little bit off to the right there, and Sam Riley with the rebound. And nice height there, but you see just the battling there from Gators. Mashevsky making it hard for Tonge to get a read on how he was playing defense, and that causes an errant pass and turnover there. So high ball screen here, and slip, perfect execution there from Gators, and Nottenbelt to the bucket for 1 point. 5-8 the score now. Gators.EXE up 3. Tonge, drive, can't finish that, as Nottenbelt did enough to put him off. And looks for the flare screen to the corner. And ball gets tapped out of bounds. So 3 seconds or so on the shot clock left here. Substitutions coming in. Sam Riley for UC as Tonge goes to the bench. They'll have 3.5 seconds. I think we're going to see a 2-point bucket for Mashevsky. No, it's a drive to the bucket. Left-hand layup. He actually has done that last week as well, where he faked a 2 when there wasn't much time, got all the way to the bucket and scored 1. Here's Riley with the answer, 6-9, being super careful not to get that delay of game warning there. And there's a feed inside, a bit of a hold there. 12 seconds will be on the shot clock here. 6-9 the score. There's the fake and drive. Around 1 defender, around 2, and then back to that left-hand side. 6-10 the score now. Tapia, the long 2. And good rebound there from Nottingbelt. And Riley's not feeling the happiest about having that foul called there. I believe Nottingbelt's smiling a little bit too. Hard to tell. Here's Nickel. He's hit 3, remember. Launches this one with no hesitation, but no good there. Tapia with the rebound. He gets the screen from Tonge and just wide open there. Good reverse layup finish for the big man. And then he's straight out against Nickel. Nickel, though, the fake and the give and go, and that's 1 point for him. 7-11 the score now, open all day. Tapia the drive. And Nickel, we've seen those two signs there get knocked down a fair few times tonight. By my count, that's number 4. And we'll have one free throw here about to come up. And I think it is Tapia. It is walking to the line. And Nottingbelt sends Nickel over. You get the task of trying to box out Aiden Tonge. And he makes the free throw there. So DeYoung coming into the game for Tapia and Mashevsky coming in for Nottingbelt. 11-8 the score. And Nickel is looking over for his shorter shooter. And he tries to draw the contact in the foul. I think the defense did a good job just to back out at the last possible moment. Riley, the good spin. Would have been an M1 and 5-on-5, I think. I don't think so, 3x3. 9-11 the score. Good battle here between first and second as Hannon scores. So 12-9 the score. Tonge in. Gets him on his back. Reverse over the shoulder shot. Doesn't quite drop. He'll go to the line for 1. Gators up to 3 team fouls, so nothing really to worry about as we're almost 4 minutes into the game here. And Tonge up a little bit long, and Gators do clear the rebound. Nickel here. Well defended by Tapia. The step back and doesn't find anything except the end line here. And he will go to the bench as Nottingbelt re-enters the game. 12-9 the score now, as both teams have gone a little bit colder than that. That did graze the hair of Mashevsky. Tapia, the flare screen over to DeYoung. Drives in, bumps off Nottingbelt, but Nottingbelt straight back into the play. Grabs the rebound there. And there's going to be a foul on the floor. 3 team fouls each. Tonge to the bench. And Gators just resetting who it's going to be that's standing off the game. It's Hannon up the top, then the flare screen. Nice slip from Nottingbelt. Well, not really a slip, as Riley was there. Good pass to him. Only 2 seconds on the clock. Nottingbelt probably should have shot that. Hannon's forced to launch it, and we'll have play on here as UC Maroon gets the ball. Nottingbelt, first time we've seen those signs fall down. So this may be the record for most number of signs going down in one game or one night. 3 so far in this game. And referee's just deciding who was the ball actually out of. So, and how many seconds? So there's 8 seconds going to be on the shot clock. They've set that up now. Tapia, they don't need 8 seconds anyway. They took about 2 seconds to make the 2, so 12-11, 1 point game. Crossover, great defense from DeYoung. Nottingbelt, the good spin back the other way, no good. Tapia, and it bounces off the backboard, off DeYoung's hands, back to DeYoung with the rebound here. 6 on the clock. Tapia launches it, well defended, out of bounds, 11-12 the score here. Tonge back into the game. Nickel comes back in for Gators. And we'll just see if Gators starts looking for Nickel a few more times. Started off on fire. Well defended there by Tonge. Hannon right around him, a little bit too strong with the left hand. Tapia felt like he had enough room, but Nickel charged out at him. I think forced that shot to be a little bit higher than he would have liked. And DeYoung, another shooter, comes into the game for UC Maroon. You can hear the communication there from Tonj saying you've got to stay high, keep your hand up there on Mashevsky. 12-11 the score, so 1 point game. UC Maroon not quite able to close the gap just yet. DeYoung, quick launch for 2, hits that. So they've got the lead now. 13-12. Long 2 from Nickel, no good. DeYoung with the rebound, and I believe that's just some confusion about what is the out-of-bounds line. Hard for me to tell anyway from here. Nickel over to Mashevsky. Great defense here from UC. Riley staying right attached to him. And Mashevsky catches him with the spin. And there's a foul. I think it may have been DeYoung on the flyby rather than Riley there. Tie game, 13-13. We have a timeout taken by UC Maroon. And referees just chatting over to make sure they're up with everything. Discussing, I guess it was that play where the 2 signs got taken out. Team fouls though, UC Maroon on 4, Gators on 3. As we said before, first and second place, UC Maroon 200 points, Gators 150, a second place and a third place finish. So they'll be looking to knock UC Maroon off, although as Sam Riley said, they did lose a pool game last round. Didn't matter, they came back and won the final anyway. So Mashevsky here to shoot 1. And as expected with a shooter of his caliber, nothing but nylon there. 14-13. Tapia in, back around, 2 points is good. So 14-14 the score now. Inside 4 minutes to play. And you might feel like that's pretty deep. He can launch them from there and make them. Tapia sort of baits Nottenbelt into think he had a chance for a steal. Tonj was open inside but doesn't finish that one there. Mashevsky hands down. Not quite in but hustles for the rebound. Tapia, good job to stay solid there. Forces him back out. Nottenbelt, he can shoot it. Much more effective if he gets a sort of up fake and drive and using his speed to sort of chase down, I don't know, missed shots, loose balls, anything like that. Here he is against Riley. Fakes the handoff, spins back. He's only got 3 seconds, so he has to go quick. Up, can't quite make it. Nottenbelt, good rebound, cleared over to Hannon. And pass just a little bit wide there, out of bounds. It's almost a minute of play here. Nobody scored. 14-14 still the score, 3:12 to play. And Mashevsky straight back in will play defense against Tapia off the check. Riley into the high post. Tonj, I don't think we count that as a sign falling over. It was just lightly crashed into. 14 fouls each. DeYoung was just seeing if Tapia wanted to have a check. Not quite yet, though. Same play here, or same start. Riley in the high post. Pinch post there. Tonj loses the ball. It'll stay with UC. 3 seconds on the clock. So quick play will have to occur here. Maybe the check and shoot. And it is good fake action there from Riley just to force the defense to have to pay attention to that in case he flared out for a 2. No good on the bucket though. So inside 3 minutes to play here. Maybe our first game where we don't get to 21. But we know in 3x3 how quickly teams can all of a sudden find the range, start making buckets. DeYoung here for 2. A little bit flat. Riley with the rebound. And was looking for DeYoung. Instead, Tonj finds where the ball's going, gets his hands on it, and there is a foul inside, I think. So still UC Maroon ball. 5 fouls now, so I think it is number 6 where we get the 2 shots. Here's Riley. The drive inside. Mashevsky, hard defense, and then Riley felt like he was fouled, just shoved him out of bounds. So they do have one more foul, 6 where it'll be whatever the penalty is, reset up the top 1 or 2 shots, and then on the 7th it's 2 shots. So 14-14, 5 team fouls each. Mashevsky deep 2, makes that one. So 16-14, Tonge clears the ball, fakes the spin. UC Maroon getting much, much better at being aware of that 3-second back down count. 15-16, Mashevsky, sidestep 2, great defense from Tapia. Tonge with the rebound. There's that spin. He's probably a bit too big for Hannon. Can't quite make the bucket, but that also brings up team foul number 6. Next one for UC, they will be shooting 2. Tonge at the line here for 1. .159 to play here. And Tonge ties up the game, 16-16. Mashevsky drives inside. Step back, he's made that bucket first game, but Tapia leaves him open. And that's a trading 1 for 2 there. UC Maroon up 18-17 now. Mashevsky, step back 2. A little bit off Tapia with the rebound out to Tonge. Nottenbelt goes for the steal. And they're forced to collapse there. And Tapia hits another 2, so 20-17. Mashevsky, Tonge flies by. UC Maroon, they only need 1 point here. Tapia into the lane, can't make the bucket. Nickel loses the ball, but over to Mashevsky, no good. And Nottenbelt was running in where he thought it was going to go. Went a little bit past, so 1:13 to play here. Maybe we will have a team winning by getting to 21 before time runs out. Here's Hannon on defense. Sam Riley in the pinch post here. Hand off to Tonge. Quick rip. Drive. No good. Hannon with the rebound. And you don't really want to foul if you're UC Maroon either, because then you're putting yourself 1 away from the bonus. And that ball goes out of bounds. So 53 seconds here. Maroon still up 3 points, 20-17. They've got the double bonus as well, so if they draw a foul, they're probably going to win. They'd rather do it from the field, though. Here's Riley in the post. And very close. And he makes the bucket anyway. And that will be the game, 21-17. We'll just try and get a message to the referees to remind them that the back down rule is only 3 seconds and not 5. So hopefully they get that message with post players, just to be aware that they've got to turn around and face the bucket if they're backing. Even if they're not moving, it is only 3 seconds, I think, that they're allowed. So next game here, I've got to write that score down, which I believe was 21-17. Next one here, UC Gold coming up against Crossover. So Crossover lost their first game 21-18. UC Gold lost their first one to Whanganui 21-20. So this game is basically going to decide which is the team which goes out from their pool and makes it into the semi-finals here as well. So UC Gold with the fluoro yellow high-vis tops, and then Crossover.EXE in the white with green. And we've got Matt Mashevsky making his way up. A bit of sweat, as it was not an easy game there for Gators, as we have a turnover right to start. So welcome to the commentary area, Matt.
Thank you.
Bit of a tough game there for you guys.
No, I just couldn't find good ways to score the basketball.
Yeah, you had Nickel on fire at the start, but then they really sort of clamped down without giving you or Hannon or Nottenbelt much space to operate as well.
Yeah. Oh, we did get some good looks we should have just put in, but all good.
Well, you've got, that was your first game? No, second game.
So the second game, yeah. So we're out now.
You are, yeah. So you get to go home and relax after this one, or stick around. You can commentate some of the semi-final games as well with me if you really feel like it. So we see Irvine there. I didn't actually realise that it was. It was a pretty important game for you guys.
Yeah.
As we see.
UC played real good.
And I think that was Connor O'Toole, number 12. I find it very tough. And there's his twin brother, Ethan O'Toole, number 30. Yeah, I am right. Connor's at the line. So Chance makes the 2-point play there. So you're one of the few players here that have, I think, been involved in all 4 years that we've had the competition going.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I think 1 year where there has been an international trip, which
we
you
went
guys...
to Japan, which is awesome.
Yeah, so how much, because you were the third place team from here, so how much notice did you have of, hey, we're actually thinking of taking a third team?
Yeah, well, we got real lucky because the only reason we were able to go over was because one of the teams from Korea pulled out or something.
Right.
They weren't able to go, so we weren't expecting it. We found out 2 days before we actually had to go to Japan.
Right.
And then we got a free trip over to Japan to play. Won our first game there, and then lost the second one. But we still were like top 32 or something, which was pretty cool. And then just got to enjoy Tokyo. So that's like. That's why it's so fun to play this, because we could get that again. We could go to Japan again, and it was such an awesome experience, and so it's such a great opportunity for everyone here. Everyone has a legitimate chance to go because
it's
you
pretty
just need to
tight.
get top two, so it's
No, that was awesome when I found out that I know for sure we're taking 2 teams, and then see the photo. Actually, this looks like 3 teams at the airport.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, Gators got given a wild card, and they were the best team out of. Well, as you said, Korea and I think Thailand was playing as well. So they're like, you guys were that close, I guess, to the top 2 teams that you were the one that got the thing. And I'm pretty sure David Huxford had something to do with it. Hey, if you're considering the teams, the ones in the South Island have been really good in terms of, being there on time, having the rosters in, and just like, if you offer them and they say yes, you're not going to be waiting for them at the plane and there's going to be no one there. They are going to be there. No, I was meant to be going on, invited to go on that trip as well. Unfortunately, it was during South Island tournament, and we had, I think I was the only staff member in Christchurch, and it was like, I kind of have to stay because we're running a tournament as well here. But if all goes well, I'm hoping 2 or 3 teams get opportunity to go.
Awesome. That would be really awesome.
So did anyone need to get their passport, or did everyone have it?
Yeah, I had to get my passport actually, because I had one, but it had just expired.
Right.
And so I had to go get one, right, a couple of days before going. So, but we managed to get everything sorted. And
so did that cost a bit of extra for priority, or I mean, it's worth it for a free trip? I guess
it was slightly more, but it wasn't bad. Get some time off uni.
Yeah.
I'm going to Japan, boys. Telling my team and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's the stuff that you don't
put
realise it's
aside.
going to happen for we're club players, and obviously no one here's paid to play basketball, and to have something like that is a pretty significant carrot. As we're just getting the shot clock reset here. It's a crossover. This game's been pretty tight, 6-4. 2 teams relatively similar body types as well. No one's really got the height or mass advantage.
Yeah. If crossover win this game, then all 3 teams in the pool will be tied on 1 win and 1 loss, I believe.
Yes, yep. And then it is a bit of counting and checking how many points you scored. As we saw a nice dunk there from Luca Williams. I think our first dunk of the night. We normally get a couple. And here's Max Abbott.
He's been playing really well. His first game, he's knocking down shots.
Yes, no, and he's very strong. I guess you'd say considered. He doesn't attack the rim at pace, but sort of is okay, if I'm here beside you, there's no way you can get back in front, and he just sort of locks you in position there. So reset on the shot clock here. Up to 12, here we go. So 6-5 the score, crossover in white, up 1 point. Irvine, nice lob pass over the top to Williams. And I do think our signs are a bit close. That's possibly what the issue is.
Yeah, we weren't hitting them last week as much.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks ago. I did. Now that I've thought about it, I did say we need to push them right back to the wall, so there's a bit more space for the referee as well.
Yeah.
And over the top. So out of bounds there. There's a little bit of confusion, whose ball was this meant to be? Connor O'Toole rebounds his own miss out to Pitts Brown for 2. That looked bang on from here, a little bit off, and Irvine, the relatively aggressive foul there.
Hope his ankle's all right. Hobbling off.
Yeah, that's going to be a substitution there. He doesn't look too, not ideal, but doesn't look too sore. my non-medical degree just based on how he hopped over there. Yours is engineering though anyway, so yours is similar to me. I mean, in terms of medical understanding.
Yeah.
There's Ethan O'Toole just a bit out of control. They're not able to get the shot he wanted. And ball gets tipped out of bounds. So 7 on the clock here for UC. 9-8 the score here. And so, yeah, as you said, the scores so far. So in this competition, so UC Gold, they've scored 20 points in their first game. And Crossover has scored 18. As Williams can't make that. And sorry, no, it was Whanganui won both of them. So, yeah, no, this will just be the one.
Win both? I'm pretty sure the last game was won by UC.
I've got that written
you
wrong.
Must have that
round the wrong way.
Yeah.
So that'll be 21-20. Yeah, so Whanganui has 41 points. Crossover has 18. So, yeah, they do need to win.
So
and also,
Whanganui will almost certainly be going through then if their one loss was when they scored 20.
Yes, but Crossover has to think, well, we need to win and also probably hold them to 17 or less to make it. But, yeah, this could be if you haven't played enough 3x3, you may not be aware of how the tiebreak, it's not points differential as the first tiebreaker. It's just how many points have you scored.
Yeah.
So I guess the other thing they could do is they could say, actually, we want to go to overtime.
Yeah.
And then try and score a 1 and then a 2 at the end to get 23 points if they decided that was pretty risky.
Absolutely needed that, yeah.
There was not a 3-on-3 game, Tall Blacks versus France, multiple years ago where they could have won the game in the fourth quarter but needed to win by something like 5 or 6 points. So they were actually extending the game.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And it was crazy because it actually worked as well. Like they went to overtime instead of winning. Yeah. And then they did get the margin they needed, which was...
Yeah, I remember watching that game.
I mean, it's tough because you're like, this is not the way you're meant to when you're meant to win, you should just go up and win. But they got exactly what they needed. There's a nice finish there from Lawson. Puts his team up 1 point, 10-9. Pitts Brown, good defense here from Williams. And Murray McGregor, aggressive closeout from Abbott.
Nice boarding up.
And Pitts Brown into Luca's nose, I think, there. So we have 2 semi-injured or possibly fully injured players. Oh, no, Connor's back. It's back on the floor, so it's his twin brother on the bench now. So 10-10 the score here. 5:30 to play. Irvine with the feed inside to Abbott. And quick move there. Good defense here from Murray McGregor. And yeah, one of the rules Josh Thompson said that had changed from last year was the back down rule was 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Only changed to 3, which I'm sure you'll like because you're probably one of those players that gets targeted in the post.
Back down and I can't do anything. Yeah.
So now you think, well, I only have to hold them for 3 seconds now. Pitts Brown launches the 2. Williams with the rebound throws it out to Irvine.
Good look.
And that is, good call there. 12-10 now the score for UC Gold. And you could hear that, not cleared. There's not much point talking to Tony Smith-Humwick on the baseline there. She's responsible for this side, and it was Marty Davison who was calling it the whole way like, you're not clear, And tough shot there. Bounces in, though, anyway. So UC Gold all of a sudden with a 3-point lead. And aggressive block there from Lawson. So UC Gold just feeling pretty good at the moment. Good defense from Pitts Brown. And Williams.
Tough finish.
Yeah, that was kind of like, well, I know the hoop's somewhere there. I've got to let it just go up and hope it goes in. And here's the captain, Irvine. Draws 2 defenders. And there goes the signs again. And this game is looking pretty messy, but Williams gets the ball.
That's a 5-point lead now, which in 3x3 is quite a big lead.
I don't know. I've seen you knock out some 5-point leads, get rid of them pretty quickly. So 4 minutes to go here. This may be close to timeout time for Crossover.EXE, as they do need to be aware how many points. Well, they need to get the winners, you've said, and they need to get enough points as well. Yeah, what did you say? UC Gold
They've
21
won,
points.
Yeah,
And then Whananui has 20 and 21, so 41 points between their two. So, yeah, it really does see how this game goes. And foul there on the rebounding action. So starting to creep up a little bit. Fouls 3 for crossover.exe and white, 4 for UC Gold. And here they go into Abbott in the high post. Drive.
And 1. Oh, nah.
Yeah, I think it would have been.
Move again, though.
It is.
Yeah.
I think that would have been M1 and 5-on-5, but I know Tony was reading some stuff about just the differences on what is a shooting foul in 3x3.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think it. And unfortunately for crossover, they're giving up some pretty quick fouls now. And I think this one is a shooting foul there. Yeah, I should have paid more attention. I'm pretty sure it's the ball has to actually be in the upward motion for it, as opposed to just the gather. As Williams makes it, so 16-10 the score now. Ethan to his twin Connor. And good hands there from Irvine. And harassing him, 2 on the shot clock.
Oh,
this will be tough, and it just about went in. Good rebound from Abbott. Here's Irvine. He finds Abbott. He's made a couple of twos tonight.
Yeah, he had a lot in the first game. Nice take.
17-10, and there's going to be a warning. So this will be a chance for a timeout. And there is a timeout called. No, there's not. Okay, I was wrong. But regardless, looks like crossover has got the memo that we need to score some points pretty quickly, or it is going to be the end of the night.
Yeah.
So of the teams, I'm assuming Whananui will be your favourite to win the game, win tonight. They did win one of the rounds last year.
Yeah, they did. That was really cool when they won last year. I remember that.
Was it against you guys, or
yeah, they beat us. I think they beat us in the final. Yeah.
But I mean, it's NBA best of 7. Like it's pretty much like the best team's going to win. Like there's so many games.
Yeah.
College and our NBL seasons and our club games as well, it's best of 1. So a bit more variation, but generally the best team wins. 3-on-3, man, you can just play the wrong team on the wrong day and they just make everything, and all your efforts can go for nothing. Yeah. Similarly, you can struggle and then all of a sudden everything comes together for 10 minutes that you need it to, and you get a win that you would have thought, man, we're just physically overmatched by this team.
Yeah.
Good fake. No bucket, though. 19-10. UC Gold got to be feeling pretty good here. Pitts Brown does well not to travel there. Long 2. Good.
This has been really good defense. Like, Lincoln or Crossover haven't scored on ages, so.
As Abbott finishes the game, 21-19.
21-10.
21-10, sorry.
So that'll be them and Whananui going through?
Yes, it will be. And that'll be the end of the road for crossover.exe. We've got one more pool game here. It's Rams.exe going up against UCMaroon.exe. UC Maroon beat you guys just in that really tough game just before, 21-17. And Rams.exe, an even tougher game for you, 21-19. First one of the night. So thank you for your time here chatting with me, Matt.
That's all good.
It's been nice to get a player's perspective on the game and some of the surrounding stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Cheers, Matt. And hopefully we'll get Jeremy Irvine. He wasn't here at the start, so hopefully Matt can go and see him and see if he wants to jump in. He's liked to talk to me in the past, as we've got one more pool game, as we've said, and this will decide which team goes through in the number 1 seed from their pool. UC Maroon wearing maroon, and then Rams.exe in the white tops with red shorts, just preparing, working out which team's going first. And also a little bit of time for the referees. I think we've had some sickness here, so it was lucky that we did plan to have 4 referees, so at least half of them have shown up. It does make it a bit harder, but pretty fast-paced games, and they're doing a very good job. As we see, Lafayette says, no, I'm starting on the bench, man. You've got to go up. And we're hoping that Jeremy Irvine will come over and do some commentary as well with me in a second or two. And yes, that wasn't the start of the game, as referee Marty Davison needed to get some fluids. New Sea Maroon was like, we had a fantastic play there. We were all ready to score. Anyway, here is the real check here. So Tapia, Tane Levery up the top, who we had talking. Sam Riley, who we had talking with the ball, going into Aiden Tonge here. Here's the drive reverse, and that just rolled right off the top of the rim. Here's Lavery inside, little hook, baby hook shot over the top of Riley. He clears over to Tapia. Good closeout from Sorensen. And perfect backspin on the ball. Drops that one there. And we do have Jeremy Irvine as we have another 2 going in there. So 3-2. So welcome to the commentary bleachers, Jeremy.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for this year. I've had you before last year. So how have you been enjoying this year's competition?
Well, it's been tough. We've only got our first 2 wins here tonight. And before that, we were 0-4. So definitely a sign that it's really strong competition here.
Yes. No, when we looked at the table at the start, it's UC Maroon, your club mates there, 200 points, 50 points clear of second place, but then there's only 50 points between second and sixth. So it's you'll feel pretty good if you UC Maroon, but everyone else is right there. And yeah, if you guys get 2 more wins tonight and double your win total on the season, you'll be possibly moving all the way up to second place.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but we'll be playing the loser of this game, and this entire pool is definitely no joke, so we'll have our work cut out for us.
Who would you, you probably, I don't know, do you want UC Maroon? You can speak, they're not going to listen to this game probably. Do you want them to be in the final again as that gives them more points, or would you rather that, they're in the other semi-final and get knocked off and you don't have to play them at all?
Well, it's a bit of a pick your poison situation because both teams are obviously great, but me personally, I would like to play Round.3 because this is the exact team that we lost by 1 point to in the tertiary 3x3 Nationals. So I'd like to try and get some revenge.
Sure. Yep. No, that makes total sense. Although if it makes you feel better, Tane said they just missed out on a trip to Istanbul there by losing the final when they played Waikato, I think, and went cold. No, Waikato was on fire, I think, for that game, and made a lot of shots that possibly some of them you wouldn't think they'd make that many times. But hey, that's the nature of 3x3. If you get on fire in the games that matter, you can beat anyone.
Exactly, anything can happen. You just have to ask teams to shoot their shot and hope for the best. Oh, and play defense too,
Yep. No, I know one of the rules which has been brought up to the referees is the back down rule, which has changed last year from 5 seconds to only 3 seconds now. And obviously, you're probably the only real player is Lavery. Hard drive, but he's defended pretty well.
I haven't seen the refs call it here tonight yet, but our team being so post-dominant,
yes,
there have been a couple close calls, I'm not going to lie, but we've definitely made it a point of emphasis to face back up after backing down for a little bit so that the count resets. But got a really good game here. You see both teams off to a pretty hot shooting start.
Yeah, and there's the action that UC likes. Good defense from Rams, but
nice move.
It was DeYoung, just that little hesitation towards Tonge, froze the defense. He's allowed the space to get that 2 up.
And it's interesting watching Aiden Tonge play because his motor is just insane. Because he'll crash for every single rebound. It doesn't matter what situation it's in. He'll go to the basket and try earn his team another possession.
I know, and you look at him and you think, oh, he's not going to be that quick, but man, he's got about as much lateral quickness as you could think from anyone that size.
Exactly.
And then that size also helps him whenever someone tries to sort of back him down. That's pretty much the definition of an immovable object.
Yep. And then on this UC Maroon team, we have Junior and Chris both on the floor here together, which would be a nightmare for any defense. As you see there, they get an easy layup because both of them are lights-out shooters. Yep. So, again, it's a pick your poison situation. You got to take away one, and then the other one's most likely going to be open for a 2.
There's a foul there before the shot goes up. Is one of those rules.
Wasn't clear.
Oh, it wasn't cleared, sorry. So I don't know. Maybe can you get fouled if you haven't cleared the ball? I guess you can't have a shooting foul.
Oh.
Yeah, so I guess, so it is a foul.
Oh, okay.
So, but it's a non-shoot. Well, yeah, I was going to talk about the difference between shooting fouls. I think it has to be the upward motion here in 3x3, whereas 5-on-5 it's just have you started together. Lavery was open there.
Yeah, he hesitated.
He is slithery though, and Tapia caught with his arms out though.
I think this would be a good opportunity for UC Maroon to call a timeout, just because they've had the lead and Rams have now tied it up. So just to cut their momentum down a little bit and give the boys a rest might be a good idea to call a timeout.
Yeah, well, I think both of these teams will be in the semi-finals as Riley hits the 2. So, one of these two teams is going to play back-to-back. I don't know which you'd rather do. Would you rather play back-to-back and then if you win, you've got a rest before the final? Or would you rather have the rest, so you're as ready as you possibly can be for the semi-final?
Exactly. These condensed tournaments are tough on the fitness, but it's what it's all about because... oh, wow. What a monster dunk.
Yeah, Lafayette has some springs in his legs. And that's quite emphatic. And his team has seen so many of them. They're not even like, oh my gosh, like hyped up for that. Yeah. But Round.3 down 12-15 to Tapia.
It's clear Lafayette definitely took some of his frustration out on the rim there. And
that pass just between the two players there. Sorensen, we haven't talked much about him, but very, very good defender. And then if he catches the ball where he's set, he's a pretty much knockdown shooter here.
Yeah, he's a great playmaker. And I guess as a young guy, it's just about him opening up his offensive game.
Yeah, down from Auckland. I can't remember which school, maybe Rosmini. It's somewhere up there anyway. In Auckland, as Lavery asked for a substitution from Baby Shaq. So Lafayette checking the ball up. 9 seconds on the shot clock here. And this is one of the... You've got to give them a better check where it comes up a little bit higher.
I've seen a lot of refs enforce that rule kind of differently. So at the end of the day, it's an interpretation of the rules. But yeah, it's just about getting the check into the center of the body.
Right.
From what I've heard.
Yeah, it's something I need to check up on as to like how good does the pass have to be?
Oh.
As that pass to De Jong was pretty good, and that's 17-12.
You thought that stoppage with the bad check could have killed a bit of momentum there, but Junior De Jong, not a care in the world, knocks that shot down.
Tapia.
Chris from deep.
Yeah, that didn't have his normal shooting motion there. Looked almost like a fling rather than a shot. Sorensen decides.
Good rip to the middle. Off-foot layup. That's a tough finish.
Yeah, but good job there getting his hands in the passing lane to knock that out.
And you see UC taking away the 2 adamantly because they can live with ones. Like if they want to get, if Rams want to get 5 layups to tie it back up, I'm sure UC are happy with that. But
yeah, and it means they have to stop them 5 times to do that as well. Well, 4 times now. 17-13.
A chance for Rams to make a comeback here.
Yeah,
couple stops in a row, and there they hit a 2.
Yeah, that's that one. Sorensen, if his feet are set, no hand was there whatsoever. Tonge, though, the answer, like
clutch.
He can do it, but it's not his primary focus on offense. And nice recognition there by Price, but does lose the ball, and we have a foul. Not many fouls here in this game. Substitutions coming in.
Obviously, with both these teams moving on to the next round, I feel like a lot of this game will be for pride and bit of momentum going into the playoffs.
So you in the next semi-final, or do you have the one straight before the grand final, or you have no idea which one you're in?
No idea. Hopefully, since we are the 1 seed in our conference, hopefully we'll have the second game. But
I'd say which conference were you in? I think I'd worked it out last time. You were UC Gold, so you're in the first one. Yeah, so you'd be the number 1 game, I think.
Well, that's actually not too bad because
that's the best for you. Yeah, you have game break, semi-final,
Exactly.
break, final, hopefully,
We'll
for
see.
you guys.
We'll see. But UC, who called that timeout? Do you know?
No, I did not.
Either way, it was a good timeout call. Get their feet back under them and get a game plan for this backstretch of the game.
Yeah, I think if it was probably Rams would have made sense to as being the team which is down, because they'll be the ones playing you guys, I think.
Yeah.
There's the lob pass inside, Lafayette, and look at those bunnies there from Lavery, but rebound is cleared by Riley. And you see Maroon to ice the game.
They only need one there. Obviously, that's a good shot. He can make that, but I would like to see them get at least a layup. Settling for another 2 there. Wide open, to be fair, but they just need 1 point, so these 2s might not be the best decision.
Yeah, when you've already won a game, you don't need really the points. You know, it can come into it when you're like, man, there's so many teams, but when there's only 3 teams in each pool, wins and losses are definitely going to be the number one thing you need.
If you're watching at home, I would key in on this position here and see which offense UC run to get their guys open. Dribble handoff. Bit stagnant in the offense there, but got him in the air. No, that's a tactical kick ball right there, because it took away a wide open layup for the
yes,
game.
no, I don't think he knew that Riley was going to be wide open behind him, but great reactions by Lavery anyway. 2:37 to play here.
Does Tane play football?
Oh, I don't think he does now. That is on the ground. So foul is on the Rams.
That's a good foul right there. Again, prevents an open layup for the game. Reset 12 here for UC. They have a whole new 12 and a chance to get off a good shot.
It's almost like knowing they only need one, they're finding it harder to...
Credit the defensive Rams, though. They're taking away the drive and forcing them to shoot the 2.
And yeah, the fouls are starting to rack up for Round.3. Probably not the worst thing in the world, like the number of, stoppages in the game. It does give them a bit of rest if they are the team which ends up playing back-to-back.
Rams have done a great job here forcing defensive stops. They just can't grab the offensive rebound. They're giving them too many second chances. And so if Rams can get those rebounds and then capitalize on a couple of shots, we've got a close game all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's just the scoreline hasn't moved whatsoever. Here's Tonge inside. And Lavery probably should have been aware that was going to be pretty close to the 3 seconds back to the basket.
Oh, yeah.
But Tonge is that close. Like, he's probably going to score it if you allow him half a second there.
Another 2 by UC Maroon.
So Round.3 a chance. They're going to need 2s pretty soon.
Wow. If that would have dropped.
And UC Maroon's like, well, we don't actually mind if you score that.
Yeah. Chance for UC Maroon to catch their breath. Think about their plan of attack here.
Yeah, I've noticed they do tend to look to the right side first, like virtually never sort of throwing to Tonge.
Good slip by Aiden there to get Chris an open shot, and he hits it.
Yeah, so game over there. So UC Maroon 22-16. So pretty sure they will go in as number 2 seed. So I think you will be playing the Rams. So thank you for the time here commentating. But I'll let you go so you can quickly chat with your team. Right. And after your game, if you feel like coming back up, by all means, come and see me here after the semi-final game.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
Sweet. Thanks, Jeremy. So yeah, by my calculations, which are unofficial at this stage here, we have UC Maroon will be the number 2 seed. UC Gold, we think, will be number 1 going up against Round.3. Yep, and I see UC Gold heading out there, so I've got at least half of that right. And then the number 3 seed, I believe, as we have Matt Maszewski. He's stuck around to help us commentate with this one here. And we think it'll be Whananui versus UC Maroon in the other game. So I do see Round.3 heading out there, so I was correct with that. So Matt, you've decided to stick around a bit for this game here at least. So of what you've seen from the 2 teams here, who's who do you think would be the favourite? But also bearing in mind Rams have just
Yeah.
played a game where they kind of, I guess, it looked like they were more focused, knowing, well, we're probably not going to come back here, save our energy for this game now.
Yeah, no, I would still have Round.3 as my favourite, but UC have played pretty good, especially like in their UC Gold.exe in their last game they played really good. What they held crossover.exe to just 10 points.
Yes.
So that's really good defensively, and then they haven't lost the game yet. So
No, they haven't lost a game tonight. Jeremy said that this was their first wins of the competition. And I said, well, it'd be good if you won 2 more and got to 500 plus a championship win here.
Yeah, well, it's semi now, so anything can happen. So
yeah, and you just know how quickly it can turn from feeling like you've got the game completely in hand to you miss a few shots, your opponent makes a couple, and then all of a sudden you're running out of time to sort of catch up.
Yeah.
So we just get your microphone a little bit closer, pushed up a little bit, which should make it a bit easier for people to hear you at home. And it's a chance for the referees to have a small break here as well. As I can see, Simon Lafayette about to put his red top on, which will mean we're probably about 1 minute away from game time here. So you're obviously going for Whanganui to pull off the upset and move up the standings tonight.
I think they're currently in 4th place, so if Whanganui were to win the championship, I think that would probably push us down back into 4th place as well.
Yeah,
So
how many points did you guys score today? You had 19 in your first game, and crossover only had 10, so you had 19 and 17. So I think you're going to get 50 points, which is not the worst, but not tremendous. So you'll be up to 200. And crossover, they'll be on 150. Is that right? 45, 105 plus 45, and then we'll work out the rest from here. So, Whanganui do win. They will get a full 100 points and leapfrog you.
Yep.
So, at the moment, you're tied with UC Maroon, but they're going to have some more points added.
Yep.
So, here we go. Referees making their way out onto the court. We've got 8 players out there. This has been the first night, I think, where we've had no players so far unable to finish the games.
Oh, that's good.
Right, so here we go. Marty Davison gets us underway. Tane Levery checking into, our 2 commentators from those 2 teams, Tane and Jeremy Irvine. And there's the hesitation, strong drive. Levery just a little bit slow to get his hand up there. And Irvine to the line to shoot one. Okay, so you think Rams are probably the favourites here, but who do you want to win this game?
Well, it would be better for the Gators.exe team if Rams lose this game.
Right,
because they're currently 10 points behind us, so they're either way they're going to pass us, but it would be nice to not be passed by too much.
Yeah.
Nice move there by Tane.
Yeah, he's pretty tough and just seems to surprise people when he shoots inside or passes.
Yeah. No, he's real smart as well. Makes the right play a lot.
And I think this needs clearing. It does. Price. And he hasn't shot many 2s tonight, but a good shooter makes that one there. And I do want to see the Williams versus Price matchup at some stage. As Williams shoots from the same spot as Price. Not the same result, though. Irvine gets the offensive rebound. The shot clock shouldn't have reset. And there's going to be 2 seconds here on the shot clock. So you love being this person, right? You receive the check and you're like, well, I have to shoot it now.
Well, I also people also think that I have to shoot
I know,
it.
yes,
2 seconds, there's time to drive by for a layup as well. So
Yep, no, you did that in your game earlier, and then that triggered a memory that I've actually seen you do that a few times now. That small up fake, they lift, and you're right past them at the rim for your patented left-hand layup.
the only way I can finish.
I've seen you finish right-hand ones, but it tends to be when you get them jumping, you're going to go to the left.
Good take there. I like the one hand to hold the ball away from the defense, but couldn't finish.
Yeah, it's kind of a preemptive. If you're going to foul me, I'm ready to hold you off enough. And here is the matchup we all came to see. Noah Price beats his doppelganger Williams. Here we are, back the other way. Williams, nice stop. Well, if there is a replay of that, I think he may. Well, we'll have to watch it later on. It looked pretty good from here to me. He definitely got Price sold out on the fake. There's Lavery.
Oh, great finish. Oh, couldn't put it in there.
And that's unfortunate for UC Gold. They're at the moment looking like the team that has not had the rest. Mistake there, 6-1 the score. Not out of the woods, but do have to be aware that it can turn pretty quickly in this game. Is Sorensen, great spin, great finish. Abbott with the answer, like much better going to the rim. Here's
Gets there
Lafayette
on defense as well. Can't stop Lafayette from scoring there.
Well, he's pretty good. Abbott's hit one.
Banks it in.
If Lafayette hadn't closed out quite so hard, that probably would have missed. Yep. Instead, he caused that to Banks to 5-8, and there he is, Baby Shaq to the rim. Abbott 3 in a row.
Oh, no.
Not this time though. It's Price over. Sorensen set a little bit deep, but gets his own rebound. Rondo's it. Still got the ball. Here's Price. And at the moment, it's certainly looking like it's Rams just a little bit faster and knowing the angles of where the ball's going to be. And that's without Lavery on floor, who's tends to make angles where you have no idea that they could be as well.
Yep. Oh, great cut.
And
Bam.
That was almost a horizontal dunk, like his arm was...
Head was about the size of the rim there.
Both you and I can both look up to that and be like, that would be quite fun, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah. It'd be nice to be able to do that.
And smart play there from Price to tap that around Sorensen and
great
gets
shot.
the highlight there, makes that bucket.
Good drive there by Irvine. Good find.
That was not an easy pass, and Lawson rewards his faith in him, hits the 2. Here's Lavery, see him there, just pushing in to create an angle.
Making his own space and then drawing the foul anyway.
So 12-7 the score. We may see a timeout soon. Do you guys have anything where you're like, if we get down by X number of points or once they get to X score? Or
Nah, for us usually it's just like, oh, we're getting a bit gassed.
Right,
All the time out here.
Although in the games over in Japan, you had more than one timeout. I think in those ones, did you have the 2 or 3?
I think we had 2, and we would just call them because it was so hot over there.
Right.
And like so muggy, you get tired really, really easily. So it's good defense.
It was.
Yeah, Max Abbott, like he was getting a lot of good looks in his first couple games. He's been struggling to get good open ones here.
No, it's hard. Like there's.
Yeah, the levels are like a step up here.
And I mean, Lavery's the only guy who's got I guess Sorensen a bit of a height advantage as well, but Lafayette's probably a bit more bouncier, just as strong as him. Price is definitely bouncier and I'd say would have the quickness and stronger than, doesn't have the same mass, but I think he'd be just as strong as him as well. So those 2s have been the shots which he's been able to get. But, yeah, normally you think it's because people are so worried about him going to the rim.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rams up here, 7 points, 6:09 to play. Well, it's not just UC Maroon that likes to start off with the action to that pinch post. It's it's Round.3 as well. 3 on the shot clock here. Lafayette gets blocked, gets it back and finishes that just in the nick of time. 15-7. Abbott, he's like, well, we need these now. Before I was choosing to shoot them, now I have to shoot them. And that is not hard to do. That is hard to do.
Gets the steal as well, Tane. Draws the foul.
And not bad from Abbott. It does allow you to have a switch. I'd say Irvine's probably the matchup that you want to have on Lavery. Not easy, whatever way it is, but he's probably, as he said on the commentary, he's probably the only guard that they really have. The other guys are a bit more forwards, and that was a bit more wrist than ball there. And so this is one of the things, like, yes, it's a shooting foul on 5-on-5. It is not a shooting foul on 3-on-3 because it wasn't the upward motion.
Yeah. Oh, aggressively drives that.
Yeah, I thought he was going to try and just launch over the top of him. Abbott, no good this time. 17-9. And that spin is not... That is pretty fast. leaves it off a little bit low for Price. 3 on the shot clock.
Turns. Can't get that one to drop.
And you can see here, like, the rebounds are getting, like, people are grabbing them and holding them a lot more tighter now.
Yeah.
Abbott. So he's missed his last 2. Has made 3 twos this game. Price didn't even look at the rim here. And Lafayette just left that one behind. And this is looking like a time when a timeout may be good for both teams. It's gotten pretty messy here.
Yep.
But no one wants it just yet. I'd say some of it's like, man, we kind of need it, but we feel like it'd help the other team more than it would help us. And makes the free throw there, 18-9. So 2s are definitely on the menu now for UC Gold. And foul on White. So they're up to 5 team fouls as well. I think it's going to be academic, but they want to score as many points as they can. I'm pretty sure this is the tiebreaker between third and fourth, how many points you score in the playoff game. Irvine, nice hesitation.
Nice finish with the one hand.
Yeah, it's similar to what you said before. Like it really helps keep the defense off.
Yeah.
It's Lafayette. I think there's a good thing about refereeing here. You don't have to actually have to say who it was. You can say, well, there are 2 there. He definitely got fouled. I don't have to pick one of you. This is 6, so 1 shot here. Next one will be 2 shots. And Lafayette does make that. 19-10. And pass just a little bit lazy there. Sorensen, great D from Abbott. It's tipped up, not quite in by Lavery.
Jump on the shot fake from Abbott.
And Irvine
puts it in. Little bit of life here from UC Gold.
Yeah, I'd say winning is going to be virtually impossible. But if they can get to 16, like that's a realistic thing where we may actually outscore the other team here.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever it is, if they'll be going to UC Maroon saying, hey, please hold them below number of points. Is Lafayette just lost the ball on the way up. Comes back, gets a steal though. Here he is, in, up, around 2 point, 1 point. Abbott, a little bit long, so he started off hot, hasn't made a 2 in a while here.
Oh, nice in and out. Gets the rim, can't finish.
Good job by Irvine there just to stay defensively attached and then clearing the rebound. And Rams just not quite sure what they wanted to do there.
I think they hadn't cleared it yet, so they had to go back and clear it.
So just about 3 minutes to go here. Abbott's got a lane to the bucket. And this, I think you're only allowed to flex if you make the lap. I guess you could say you had to foul me because there was no way you were going to stop me otherwise. Makes that one. 13-20 the score here. And you can hear Irvine on the bench imploring his team not to allow a score. Unfortunately, it's a foul. And Lavery's like, there's going to be 2 shots now. I know these rules here. And I think he's probably actually only going to need 1 of these shots. And he does. So game over, 21-13. So more than likely it's going to be UC Gold in 4th place tonight. Round.3 move up, and they will be playing the winner of this game here. So thank you for giving me 2 games worth of commentary.
It's not a problem. Thank you.
Feel free to stick around if you want to, but if you're going, I'll see you next week, I'm pretty sure, at our Matariki round 4 games.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. So coming onto the court now, we have UC Maroon and the Maroon Tops, and then Whanganui, top seed from their pool, and the White Tops here. And the favourites will probably be UC Maroon, who've won every game so far they've won both rounds. They haven't been perfect in terms of pool play, but every time it's got to the win or go home levels, they have won those games there. And definitely have a bit more experience, but as we know, Whanganui similar team to what they had last year. Carlton Chitongo, I think, is new this year, though. Is Trey Tiawa wins the pre-game paper, scissors, rock battle to decide which team starts with the ball. And the winner of this team will go straight on to play Round.3 in the final. So referees just talking, deciding how they want to, what positions they're going to be in. And any rules that need clarifying as the teams have their final warm-ups. And here we go. I've seen the thumbs up signal go up. So this game will be tipped off very shortly. And I think we do have Jeremy Irvine making his way over here to join me again. So Jeremy, not the result you were hoping for there.
No,
and not the redemption story either.
No, but it was still a great game. Like, obviously the score doesn't make it look like it was close, but the way we fought the entire game, I was really impressed by our team. And to go from 0-4, not getting a win, to that this week, is just huge progress. So really happy with this week.
Well, good news for you. You get a chance to improve again next week, because instead of the 2-week gap or 2 or 3 week, we're back here again next weekend.
Exactly. Yeah, just having that back-to-back weeks, I find it a lot better because you can stay locked in, and there isn't time to kind of lose focus with this tournament, kind of focus on other basketball activities or something like that. And
so in terms of your roster, do you have a plan like this week it's going to be these people, or do you have your, like, okay, here's our 4 that we'd like to have, but if people aren't available, then we bring in 5 or 6?
So a lot of it's just based on who's available.
Yeah.
A guy we had last year who was Rohan, he was great for us. He's been out for a few weeks with sickness, so we're more than likely going to have him back next week, which is going to be a huge addition to our team. He brings great energy, and obviously his athleticism speaks for itself. So yeah, really looking forward to next week. But just hoping my teammates can get back-to-back wins. I'll be so stoked with that. Yeah,
well, I mean, for me, I'd like to see Whanganui get the win here, because then we're guaranteed to have a different winner in the final. But yeah, as you said, like, I can totally understand why you're rooting for UC Maroon. They'll have a pretty good lead here, as Gators have been knocked out, the second place team going into tonight. They finished fifth. But yeah, so far Whanganui.EXE saying, look, we're not going to be able to really score inside. We've got to shoot the 2 ball and make those, and just battle.
I'd love to see UC get some sort of redemption in the final for us.
So this is a shooting foul. Tonge to the line for 1.
And you see Junior De Young lining up for the free throws there. And it actually pays off because he gets the offensive rebound, shoots it open 2. Maybe that was intentional. Maybe Aiden missed the free throw on purpose, knowing Junior would grab it, hit the 2.
There's a lot of ifs, I think. So
True.
I'm imagining probably not, but I don't think you'll complain about the way that it worked out.
No, this game's going to be really interesting because Whanganui have shooters all over the floor. So if they can get some open looks, then this could be a really close one here. But
yeah, unfortunately for them, they've given 2 good looks to De Young, and he's knocked them both down, and it's suddenly gone from a 2-4 lead to a 6-4 deficit.
But one stop here, and the 2-point ties it up. So let's see how Sam goes here in the post against Sam. Bit of Sam v Sam action.
Yes, yep.
Sam comes out on top.
He does, and no chance of the 3-second back down call there. He would quick spin as Sam Tang
Great move.
answers with a 2.
Great move to fake the defense and then get his feet under him and stay on balance, hit the shot. And Sam clearly going at Sam. He likes that matchup clearly.
He does. He's doesn't usually like being whistled for fouls. That one there he was holding and actually pointing to the referee, hey, I'm fouling now. and then continues walking straight to the bench, and pretty obvious that was why he was doing that.
I find it really funny when people go to intentionally foul and the refs don't call it, and then everyone's just standing there watching like, oh, what are we doing? And then all of a sudden people realise they have to keep playing.
And out of bounds there. Unfortunate is that lane, a bit of confusion there. No one really guarded Chitongo.
Yeah, if he hadn't stepped out of bounds, that would have been easy layup.
And we don't see this often, the ball going into the left-hand side. And Tapia hits the 2 now, so things definitely going UC Maroon's way.
Definitely. Bit of a size mismatches all over the floor for UC Maroon. Obviously, this Whanganui team is full of guards. Don't really have a set big on the floor. And then,
no.
And then whereas UC Maroon have guys like Sam Riley and Aiden where they can play inside and outside. Great move from Chris there.
Good job from Trey Tiawa just to stay right next to Tonge, recognise when the pass was going to come. And I think Fairbrother should have shot there as Tang was cutting, because then he's probably going to get the rebound anyway if you do miss, but you get the chance for 2.
Good job by Sam Tang there to get his defender in the air, give it up, and go to the basket, though.
And Tapia, so we had DeYoung hit 2 in a row. He's hit 2 in a row. Fairbrother shoots, and there's similar to what we said, you may as well shoot because you're probably going to get the rebound. He got it himself. And Tiawa just loses that on the way up. Tonge, I think he may get credited for a block if we were doing stats like that. Is it? I think it bounced into his hand.
Tiawa was looking to dunk there. I could see it in his eyes. He's been practicing dunks all night, and every week he's on that practice room getting his dunks off. So I think he was looking to jam that, but fortunately slipped out of his grip.
Well, I'm teaching my kids how to do layups and keep telling them, like, gather it with 2 hands. And the kids that I coach, once it gets to around about neck height, then you can change to 1 hand. And that kind of gives you the best of, like, ball control as you're going up, but also that little bit of extra height you might need.
Yep, just being able to extend with that 1 hand is crucial. It's a game of inches, especially when it gets to the rim. You have some shot blockers, and then if you're able to extend past those arms, then you can get your shot off.
So 15-7 the score here. Did you go and talk to the UC guys and say, hey, we only scored 13. If possible, can you win and try and hold them to 12 points or less, or you're just hoping they're going to do that?
For third place?
For third place. I believe it's just the semi-final scores.
So is it off score differential or just the amount of points scored?
It's the amount of points scored is the first one.
Okay, well, after you say that, I'm really hoping UC Maroon can A, D up, and B, just score really quickly so Whanganui don't have chances to get shots off. Great defense position there from UC Maroon, but Fairbrother able to get it on the rim and earn his team another position. And
timeout taken by UC Maroon. I think it was Tonge calling there, and this is probably just hey, we've got to lock in here what sort of shots we should be looking for. I haven't actually I should be paying enough attention. Do you guys run the same sets in your team as theirs, or have a few different wrinkles based on your personnel that you have?
So because UC Maroon have shooters all over the floor and we have big men all over the floor, we don't run the same sets.
Okay.
There's a bit of difference there. But a great timeout call there. Timeouts are great to use for securing a lead.
Yep.
Like, obviously they're good for when the other team is getting some momentum, but when you've just had a bunch of momentum, it's good to call one just to reset yourself and regather the thoughts.
So here we go, the check up the top. Chitongo finds Fairbrother.
And a great pass out to Carlton there. Fortunately couldn't hit the shot, but that was a good looking shot and something Whanganui need to look at more.
Yeah, it was well defended too. Riley didn't go for any of the fake action. Well, it wasn't fake action, but it was action away from him. Stayed attached to his player.
See Carlton hesitating on that shot there. He was open and he could have taken that shot, but fortunately because he missed the last one, he hesitated. And here he is, he's got his confidence back. Pulls that with no hesitation, but fortunately couldn't make it.
Yeah, this
great move from Junior here. Takes it strong to the cup.
It was surprising just how it opened up so much.
Yeah.
But 18-9. And at the moment, I'd be feeling relatively confident they may hold them under 13. Chitongo, good steal.
Great defense here from Whananui.
And DeYoung just carries on walking to the bench straight after that foul.
I think that might have been a foul just to get him off the floor. I think after his shooting and all this hard defense, he's been feeling it.
Yes, we do have another 2 there, and here's Tonge inside.
The aggressive foul there from Carlton. Didn't want to give up an easy layup.
And Tonge is a bit nonplussed by that, like non-shooting as well. He's back up to his regular spot on the up on the post. Gets the ball there.
UC Maroon love to run plays out of this horns action because, especially with Chris and Junior on the floor.
Yeah, it gives you the option for 2-point shots and also for people to slip to the bucket. It's a nice drive from Tang. Gets the hit there. So just after I said I think you'd be feeling pretty good, that bucket makes it 12. This free throw, a chance for it to be at 13. They are down 6. It's unlikely they're going to knock off your club mates, but it's going to be pretty tight which is third and which is fourth place tonight.
Big lapse in communication there from UC. With the handoff, they didn't talk about the switch or who had who. Oh, great fake there from Aiden to get the open layup.
Yeah, there's shades of MJ against the New York Knicks.
Unfortunate miss there from Sam Tang. From our angle, the shot looked straight on, and it looked like it was going in, but put a bit too much muscle on that shot. And here we've got a mismatch, but Junior chooses to take it himself and turns it over.
Tang had an open look, passing the ball up. Tough shot here from Tiawa. Does hit it, so they break the 13-point barrier that was important for you.
Dang it.
And Chitongo sells out on that.
That's game.
I think that basket, I was like, I'm pretty sure that bucket went in.
Dang it.
So by my calculation, well, my understanding of how it is, Whananui will finish in third place. So if we have a look at the points for third place is 70, so they'll be up to 185. Points place for 6th is 60 points, so you guys move up to 160. So you've jumped ahead of Crossover, so you're up to 5th place. But both Rams and UC Maroon you won't be able to catch them. So
there's always next week.
Yeah, so currently we do have, right now, 6th place Crossover.EXE 150. UC Gold is in 5th place at 160 points, and Whananui.EXE at 185. And then I don't think UC Maroon's going to be first, and it's really going to be Gators or Rams.EXE. No, I think Rams.EXE is going to be in second no matter what, and UC Maroon in first, which means Gators will be in third. It's just how many points are they going to have. So we'll just have about a 2-minute break. Are you happy to stick around, commentate this game?
Yep, that would be great.
Right, well, lock it in then. Have a fruit burst and a drink if you want, as we'll just watch the teams warm up here.
Sounds good.
So it'll be Rams.EXE in white. They're obviously pretty familiar with a lot of these players. And we have last minute action for the two teams here. So I'd say UC Maroon's almost they're pretty much ready to start. I thought they might have been after a bit more rest, but it seems like the referees are the ones keen for the most rest here. But here they go. Last minute warm-ups here. Rams.EXE, they've obviously had the better in terms of play, rest lineup here for the game, or schedule of games tonight. Referees are just getting themselves ready for the final game of the night here. And it's the two, I think it was two number 1 seeds, or were they in the same pool tonight? So it is actually the second time they met each other. So UC Maroon, it was only 45 minutes ago that UC Maroon knocked off Rams.EXE 22-16. That's right. It was the final regular game of the competition. But we should be, I think we'll see a much more motivated Rams.exe team here, as they sort of knew it was going to be a bit too hard to catch up, and sort of decided that they were going to just almost let UC Maroon win that game towards the end, keep enough energy there for the semi-final game. Yep. So we're just trying to get the levels all correct here, as we have our fantastic production manager, Ash Khan, off-site, trying to feed us information. Not always the easiest thing to do when you have such small gaps between the games.
And UC Maroon staying active, trying not to get cold, but I'm surprised they're not resting right now. Like, obviously only a couple minutes between the semi-final and this game.
Yeah, no, they're athletes though, aren't they? Like, it's...
Yeah, you could tell at the end of the semi-final, the last game, they were just trying to get it over and done with quickly so they could get as much rest as possible.
Yeah, so I think here I'm like UC Maroons, obviously 2 championships from 2 rounds. I'm going to pick Rams, so I think, you know, the extra rest that they've had, the 16-22 games, not really. They kind of stopped playing towards the end of it, so I don't think you can really say, well, UC Maroon's just going to do that again to them.
Right.
But your pick, I'm sure, is probably UC Maroon.
It's close. It's close, but yeah, I'll pick UC Maroon. I feel they've been really locked in to start here on defense, and if they can deny Tane the ball and force all the others to create the offense, then they'll have a good look at winning this game.
Yeah, saying that it's a lot easier said than done,
yes.
though. Like,
especially when his teammates are setting great screens like that to get him open.
I still think Tonj is probably the best screen setter, and this is great find here. Yeah, Lavery was like, I'm going to fake at you, but Tonj was ready for that. DeYoung relocated.
Yep, great pass. Great find by Aiden Tonj, and his shooter is there to knock it down. Oh, nice fake there from Aiden.
Yeah, I think Price was trying not to foul or anything there. So UC Maroon out to an early lead, 3-0, and a chance to push it to 4 here.
And I would look at Rams.exe's off-ball play here to get a shooter open. You see the screen over on the wing and the pass out to the open 2.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that it was Lafayette as the shooter. Like, I think he'd be, if I was like, which position should you be in, he would be my primary one to set the screen and dive hard to the bucket, and then either Sorensen or Price is the shooter in their action.
Simon's been playing shooting with a lot of confidence this year, so I'm not too surprised to see that.
Good challenge there.
And it didn't hit the rim, so shot clock shouldn't have reset. And an early 2 there from Rams.exe. Obviously keen to close this lead a little bit, but Chris with a strong drive to earn the foul.
And those signs are definitely too close. We 100% next week have to remember to get them right, push back next to the wall.
You need the sponsors.
You do, but it also makes it easier for the referees to get a better angle, because they kind of can't move back because of them as well.
True.
But yeah, what are the sponsors like? Do they like the signs getting hit about every game, or do they?
I mean, it would draw more attention to them, surely.
Yeah, so thanks, Wilson. As Lavery gets his team on the board there, the 360 2-point bucket there.
That was great defense there. Tane with a couple hesitation moves, and Chris with a nice step back to get open. Unfortunately, he hesitated a bit too long and left it short. Junior with no hesitation, pulling from deep. Simon with the rebound.
Yeah, and good battle between Lavery and Riley, and what a pass there. Yeah, I was going to say, like, Lavery and Riley both like battling for the rebounds each time, but then Riley just lost Lafayette behind him.
Chris able to lift Tane there, and Tane's actually shocked at that foul because he had his hands up the whole time. He was riding him a bit, so I believe he was called for a push there with his body. Yeah,
I don't know, 3x3, I'm kind of surprised by that foul call. Nevertheless, it helps UC Maroon, 6-3 the score now. 3 fouls for Rams.exe. And Tapia no good, but gets the rebound and the putback, so makes 1 point regardless.
And I would see Tane. I'd like to see Tane here. Oh. Oh.
Well, I'll be honest, like I don't think you can really complain about that foul given the fouls that your team's
True.
been
True.
the recipients of inside. So
and for UC to get their first foul on that, I'm sure they're not too down about that one.
yeah, so still anyone's game here. 7-3, Lafayette spin, good defense by DeYoung.
Oh, good
spin
move,
back the
though.
other way.
Great move.
And
It was just that little eye fake towards the rim that got Junior DeYoung just a little bit lifted and then got him the open layup.
yeah, and we'll just get the fouls checked. It should be 2 fouls for UC, not just 1 on the board. So we'll just make sure that gets corrected as well. And Lafayette does hit the 2-point play, so 7-5 the score now.
All of a sudden, they've brought it to a 2-point lead.
And there's a lot more physicality inside.
Yep.
And we've got the team fouls corrected now on the board. And Lavery just off the front of the rim there.
3x3 is a physical game, so it's nice to see a bit of leniency there on that call. I'd like to see that consistent throughout this game so we can have a really physical match.
And, yeah, there was a mistake there by Tonji. Knew it straight away, like, I've gone under him as he shot it. He tried to turn around just to make it less obvious, I think. But Lavery is a pretty smart player with those when a mistake gets made like that. And we're 1 point in this game, so it was looking very much in UC Maroon's favour at the start. But Round.3, the foul count's evened up. This free throw here could even the score count up as well.
And just the electrifying offense of Tane Lavery, his team's never down when he's on the floor. Oh.
And Chris Tapia's offense is pretty electrifying as well.
Great off-ball screen there from Aiden Tonge to get his teammate open. Quick outlet here. And they're looking for the 1-2, but it looked like Rams was holding him a bit. Again, a bit of leniency from the refs there with physicality.
Yeah, I wonder if it was close to a 3-second call where they're just like, oh, we'll just let that go, saying as you can't stay in there anyway.
Great job by Tonge staying in front of the very mobile Tane.
And then DeYoung is like, well, Tapia's sort of loosened up the strings here. Wow. And that is pretty nice.
Great move there from Lafayette.
Unfortunately for Rams.exe, and there was that effort
hustle?
you were talking
See
about.
That hustle? Come on now, he's all over the floor.
So I think this is just an out of bounds. I mean, I can't see the sideline for here.
It might have been a push because it looked like he was off balance, but he might have just lost his footing.
So timeout here. Score is 13-8, so it was 7-7, and then bang, bang, bang. 3 2-point buckets in a row for Tapia and DeYoung were the last 2 I can remember. I can't remember the first one, but yeah, they let Rams.exe catch up, and then all of a sudden, no, actually we're going to jump out ahead in front again.
Yeah, with UC shooting, if you blink, they'll just be up 6 on you if you don't get a hand up.
And I feel like they tend to shoot better definitely tonight as the games go on. Like they started a bit slow the first game and then got better and better as the games have gone on.
Definitely Tapia and DeYoung have no problem shooting with confidence. It's just about getting that touch.
So we go Rams.exe down 5 here.
Good communication there from UC to figure out who they're guarding. And a good physical move there from Sorensen to...
Yeah, Tonge did a nice job to stay in front the whole time.
Yep. Forced
a relatively tough shot from Sorensen.
Good off-ball movement there from UC Maroon. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's awareness of how much time there is. Tapia right on it, 14-9.
Great shot making.
And Sorensen, that's what he can do.
That's a big hit right there. Cuts it down to a 3-point lead.
And the ball's gone out of bounds.
UC ball.
Yeah, 5.9 seconds left. Substitutions coming in.
Do you think it's safe to say Tapia's on fire?
I think he is. I like what you did there as well. So you've got to go pretty quick here. And that looks...
Oh.
I was going to say that looked a bit short, but then it got closer and closer and just about went in.
Yep.
Price to step back too. Short.
I'm sure Tapia believes in every shot he gets right now.
I think you're right. And that one's a little bit short. Lafayette, good job to rebound and dribble out between traffic.
Not a bad foul there from UC to just slow the momentum of Rams after a couple missed shots from UC.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Lafayette, just because the board was involved there, that it made it look worse than it was. Like it looked like Riley was, just a normal reach across, knocked the ball out. 5-on-5, yep, call the foul, 3-on-3. And I have no idea, I'll be honest.
And an open catch there from Tane Lavery allowed him to use the separation to get a good move to the rim. And
there's one of the things that Josh Thompson talked about 3 weeks ago, last round that we had here. The ball's going to bounce out after a basket. You're better off letting it do it so you get the whole 12 seconds of offense.
Exactly. Looked like a bit of a wet spot on the floor there that they were cleaning up.
So momentum just shifting back to Round.3 here. They've cut that 6-point lead down to 2.
Open look here for UC, and he hits it.
Yeah, doubles the lead up, 16-12 now the score. And strong move there from Price. He finishes. DeYoung moving back a little bit.
Yeah, he was slightly off balance there, so that would have been a tough shot to make. Again, not a bad foul there. And looked like Sam Riley put his hand out to kind of...
Yeah, was that a high five or knock the ball away? It was hard to tell.
True, yeah. Who knows what Sam Riley...
I think it was...
What mind games he's up to.
Yeah.
And a good slip there. In 3x3, with all the switching that happens, the slip is more than likely going to be open if there's not as much communication there.
Yeah, so here was the referee's just quick check there. Marty thought it was going to be a shooting foul, but Tony said no, shooting motion had not begun yet. So yes, he'd gathered it, but no, it wasn't going upwards. Tonge clears that rebound there. Loses it momentarily, but here's the back in.
And that's a good look for Rams there. An open 2. Unfortunately, couldn't get it to go. And a great move there from Tonge. Oh, huge hit.
Price, it's a big one there. 15-17, so we're going to see some pretty intense positions here.
I like this matchup.
Tonge did well to not drag that right foot there.
True.
3-point lead.
Good switch there from UC.
Price probably should have shot that 2 there. 4.5 seconds, and UC Maroon signal for the timeout. So both teams will have taken timeouts. I think the first game tonight, which has had that.
And of course, it would be in the most important teams. Really
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Like, we've probably got some replays. We've had some nice dunks, some pretty tough step back 2s in the game. Yeah, you're possibly at this point. You should be feeling a bit more confident than me. The team that you've picked to win's up 18-15.
Anything can happen. You never know in 3x3.
Yeah, to be fair, they could. UC Maroon could score a layup, score a post up, and meanwhile Rams could hit a 2, hit a 2, hit a 2, and it's game over.
I would have loved to hear what UC Maroon was saying in that huddle after their timeout, whether they were talking about the looks they were going to get, like posting Aiden or getting Chris open. I'm sure a lot of it was about defense, though, taking away 2s such as that.
Well, they only had 4.5 seconds. That was a pretty good look with that. So almost surprised it didn't go in.
It was the exact same shot that he just hit a couple moments before. Unfortunately, left it slightly too long.
So we do have to pick MVP of tonight's action as well. It's been Aiden Tonge the first 2 rounds.
Wide open. Fortunately, couldn't get the roll, and a great box out there from Tane Lavery.
That was.
Steal him off in the rebound. Like we said, Aiden Tonge is going to crash every rebound, so I'm sure Tane is locking in on that rebound.
And that was unfortunate for Rams. That may be the shot that the position that they really rue. Easy shots at the rim where Tonge was basically like, I'm not going to foul you, I'm letting you go up and in. Here's Tonge. And this is getting super physical inside now. Sorensen slips.
Good contest there from Round.3 to not foul. Still get a hand in his face.
Lavery, we've got a 1-point game here now, so 2:16 to play. There's the switch from Lavery.
Good look there from Tane Lavery. Pulled back the basketball and stepped back for an open 2.
Price says, not on my watch, so momentum's definitely turned, even though Maroon's still got a 1-point lead here. 2:02. It's white ball up the top.
They could take the lead here with a 2 or tie it up. Good D there from... Oh, that should be a jump ball.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty long amount of time, but we have a tie game anyway. No tie ball. Great rebound there.
Awesome rebound.
And a little bit of a fend as well.
Great bump there from Chris. Way to stay in front and a great contest on the ball.
And
shot
that
clock
shot
shouldn't have reset. Shot clock shouldn't have reset, but...
I did not look to see what it was on before.
And a 2-pointer can win it here for Round.3.EXE.
Lafayette's got Sorensen outside. They're up 1 point. Sorry, they're up 2, 1 point away. And the game has turned pretty dramatically over the last minute and a half or so.
All it is a couple stops and make some shots. You're back in it.
So what was it? It was 15-17 or 15-18?
Yeah, 15-18.
Yeah, so the last 5 points have all been from Rams, and it hasn't been all twos. It's been, like, I really thought that was going to be a kick out to Sorensen, wide open above the break.
This game has been playing off a lot of commotion, off a rebound.
Yep.
Like, obviously both teams really want this, so they're crashing the boards really hard, and it's causing a lot of chaos.
You know, I've just realised we've probably got the most people here still watching the final. It tends to be when you lose, you go home, but we've got inactive players. I can see Caleb Chamberlain and Maxwell Toppy are there as well.
I think that's just a sign that people are becoming more and more invested in this tournament.
Yeah, or maybe they don't enjoy my commentating as well. Like, I'd rather go down there in person.
Or maybe they want to rush home so they can watch the live stream. And
right, yes,
do it again.
Commentary. Yeah. All right, anyway, so mini time out there for the teams as we get the floor tidied up. Lavery inside a little bit deep. Great find from Lafayette. He finds Lavery. So decision for us here. Who do you reckon deserves the MVP for tonight's games? You know, more emphasis on the final and semi-finals, but also the pool games as well.
Personally, it's a toss-up for me between Lavery and Lafayette, because Lafayette obviously attacked everyone in the post, got some good looks, and created that last bucket there for Lavery. But then Lavery's shot making is there. I would say Lafayette.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go with Simon Lafayette as the MVP for tonight's game. So, I agree with you. It really was a team effort. I think that just that effort there, the last couple of plays, as you said, it was effort which did it. So anyway, we'll have the presentation on floor. We'll work out the final standings there. So Rams.EXE, they move up to 240 points. UC Maroon, 280 points there. So their lead is shrinking, but, you know, it was 50. It's only 40 now. So first place, UC Maroon, 280. Rams.EXE, 240 points. Gators.EXE, 200. Whananui.EXE, 185. UC Gold, first wins, 160. And then Crossover.EXE. So starting to spread out a little bit, but hey, we've still got 5 rounds. Anything can happen as well.
Were Rams in the final in the first round as well?
No, they had they were in the final last one with 80 points.
Who was in the final in the first round?
First one was Gators and UC Maroon.
Right. So back-to-back weeks we've had a Rams versus
though I didn't even realise. We probably should have mentioned that.
Yeah,
I did not pay attention. So anyway, thank you for joining us. We are back here for Matariki weekend, 7 days from tonight. So I'm pretty sure you'll be here. I'll definitely be here. So thank you everyone for joining in. We're signing out for the night.
Thank you very much.